year, but also when everyone's traveling, gathering, and spreading germs, stay healthy with All Family Pharmacy. Please visit allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Order online, licensed physician reviews it. Once approved, your medication ships to your home. So don't wait. Save 10% with code BILL10. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. Code BILL10.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic Porcelli.
How you doing, baby?
I'm great, man. Hey, Vic, Jeff Allen said that you and I are matching, and we're not.
Well, I have a gray hoodie on. Kenny's got a gray sweatshirt on. And from the back, I would think, Kenny's is the Humane Society of Missouri, and mine's a barbecue shirt. So you save them and I eat them. Right?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, we don't eat, dogs.
No.
I don't, before I get in trouble, just move right
really.
along. Move right. So coming up here in a second, here's the deal with President Trump. He is taking these midterms like he's running for election.
Yeah.
That's his plan, to go out there and rally like he did when he was campaigning, get the base revved up, And if the mainstream media would just tell the truth, it would be a piece of cake.
It would be.
But it's not. I still contend, Kenny, that when you're a Republican and you win an election, you beat the cheat.
I get that. No, I get that.
If you win by 5 points, it really was a landslide because they cheated the numbers up to closer.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got something like 25% of Americans use Apple News for their news source. And the top 20 stories were all left-leaning.
Wait a minute. Apple has news?
They call it Apple News.
Where is that? Where do you find that?
On your phone.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, no. You don't want to.
You have to have an iPhone.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. So no Apple News for me.
The point is that all the stories were left-leaning, and the only conservative story was behind a paywall. So there you go.
Behind the paywall. Unbelievable. So that's we'll hear some President Trump in just a minute here. Fake news at 9:25. You're going to laugh a little. It's a little comedic version of fake news.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Melanie Collette from beautiful Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, talking about emissions, the GAP report. And Ken, do you notice that we're not hearing so much about climate change anymore?
No.
Because they know now we're onto them. And how hard was it to be onto them when Al Gore said the world would end by now?
I'll tell you how hard it was. During the last 4 years alone, it was $1.7 trillion hard.
Yeah. And
the money we spent.
We got to stop that.
And there's still money going out the door for that.
Speaker Jones coming up at 10:05. Todd Sheets, he's great. He's got a newsletter on wealth and progress. It's free, Substack, and Trump, Mandami, and an exceptional Thanksgiving is his story. It's going to be great. Vic for Vets today at 11:05. Mark Harder, they had a vote on the budget. Ken, I don't understand how a county can be down $80 million.
Yeah, and I heard there were some fireworks last night, so we'll have to find out about it.
Yeah. Chat box. And as Jeff called her, our favorite Cuban.
Right.
Maria Ruhl from Havana 1961 is going to come by. You know what that means, Ken, right?
I hope.
Cuban sandwiches. All right. Who's doing the Pledge of Allegiance?
We got Killer Bees.
Again? Oh, yeah. No, we did him. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Bees.
Hey, everybody. This is Killer Bees. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You know what?
Amen.
Oh, sorry.
God bless America.
Okay. He did that so well. I was waiting for like the Battle Hymn of the Republic to come up underneath them, instrumental,
You know who he reminded me of? Red Skelton.
Oh my God, Kenny did.
He did.
Good
And they're
call.
both comedians.
Good call. Good call. The only thing that they don't have in common is Red's dead.
Right.
And Killer's alive and living and being funny. All right, so President Trump was in Pennsylvania yesterday. And again, I will reiterate that President Trump is going into these midterms because he wants to be the one, Ken, who breaks the mold, right? Who things go differently under him than other presidents. And, customarily, the party in power, president, usually loses a bunch of seats in the House. And he's trying to say, you know what? Not on my watch.
No, right.
So let's hear a little bit about what he said. Let's hear number 2, Ken. Let's start with that, talking about the incredible Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Hey, hello, Pennsylvania, and I'm thrilled to be back. This incredible Commonwealth with so many proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great reception. We're on to expose what happened recently when we took over. It's 10 months, and already we have the largest investment ever made in the history of not our country, of any country anywhere in the world. Think of that. But let me begin by wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that stuff. Wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that stuff.
I kept that. That's
and all that stuff. Well, you know what? I love too that there's not too many bigger thinkers than President Trump.
Right.
He didn't want the investment in the country to be the most this country's ever had, the most ever in any country.
Right.
And why would you want to invest in any country but America? We got the smartest
right
people.
now, especially.
Yeah. This is the country to do it, man. Come on.
And he looks so good.
You know what? He did look good. Because now the big thing in the left is, and this cracks me up, boy.
They're trying to find something.
That he's got, that he can't walk and that he's got dementia and that he's slowing down. I haven't seen him slow down. I'm not trying to be Mr. Biased me, but I haven't seen him slow down.
I'm going to tell you something that I'm going to be completely honest about this. I am not lying about what I'm going to say here. When I was getting this clip, I believe it or not, did not know that they had a rally last night. I had no idea. So I'm looking at these clips. I'm like, why in the heck are these clips like this in my source?
Right.
Because usually they're updated, you know. And I thought, well, whatever, I'll listen to it. And I look and I see the date, and it was yesterday. It was that day. I'm like, wait a minute. And as I'm looking at I watched a lot of it. He's great.
He looks great.
He looks like he did back then.
He looks young. He looks energized. He looks strong. Everything you want in the United States president. And saying the right things, drill, baby, drill.
We're right now drilling more oil than we've ever done ever before. Prices are way down. We just had 4 states. It was just reported that 4 states had $1.99 a gallon.
What, are we chopped liver? It'll get there. I think it'll get there. I think that Circle K, you'll drive by one day and say, 181. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, the thing that the Republicans and President Trump need to watch out for is to make sure the message is clear. And when I say this, I don't mean saying everything's going down. No, I'm saying they need to say, yes, things are going down, but there's a lot more that they need to go. If they're honest with the American people and say that, then myself personally, I would say it is going down. I noticed it, but you're right. It could go down a lot more. And if it does, I'll be very happy. So it's a positive message.
Yeah,
really. Instead
of striving for mediocrity. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Now my wife always says you can't soar with the eagles when you're flying with turkeys. Isn't that true?
Very true.
Yeah. So when Biden was president, all the jobs went to migrants. Now they're going to Americans.
We're also putting thousands of dollars in the pockets of hardworking Pennsylvanians with the largest tax cuts in American history. That's no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, no tax.
So,
Yeah, that was the one after that.
oh, that was 5.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? 5 made me happy too. I'm a senior citizen, so I'm all up for anything they want to give to seniors.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. What I don't understand is, remember all those protests that these people were being paid to do over the summer, maybe, about no kings and all these old people. It was really old white people, and I couldn't understand what the deal was. Well, that's probably because they were getting paid, but they have to realize that President Trump has their back.
So they're double
He
dipping.
does.
They're double dipping.
And that's okay.
You know,
as long as they, you know what, I don't mind them taking the money and doing these little protests because it didn't do anything, but they made a little money. And then as long as they go vote for Trump, because they know that he has their back, he's going to save them some cash. Hey, go vote for Trump then. Don't tell anybody though.
So after that No King's Day, right?
Right.
The guy who's in charge, right? There's got to be somebody. There's always somebody in charge of everything, right?
Oh yeah.
So there's got to be a guy in charge. And he said, "Are you people stupid? We don't have a king. If we had a king, you wouldn't be able to be out protesting about no kings.
Right.
Are you stupid? Think of something else."
I thought you were going to say, well, the coordinator kind of looked around and said, "Why are there no people of color?
Right.
What's going on here?
Right. Well, what's with all these old people?
Why are they 60 and older? I mean, what's going on here?"
Nothing wrong with 60 or older.
I'm not saying
right
that, but I'm saying there were no young. I could not find a young person out there in any of these protests.
I am still, when people
I'm
say,
an older person, by the way.
I know you are. I am still in the mindset that I'm not a senior citizen, because when I think of the word senior citizen, I think of somebody walking with a walker, or cane, you know. And I swear to God, I refuse. And then all of a sudden it hits me, you know, when I say, "Hey, you know, I was talking to this old guy. I was talking to this guy today."
Right. No, that's so true, Vic. You know, I'm walking around and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I will reap the benefits of being a senior citizen when it applies. Like, for example, the other day I went into the YMCA because I just turned 65. And I said, "Hey, you guys have a program for this kind of thing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's called the Silver Slippers,
Silver Sneakers,
Silver Sneakers.
Yes.
Free, and it's free if you have certain insurance or something like that. If you're on Medicare." And
Silver Sneakers.
But I don't even think of myself that way until that. You know, it was great. I think it's great.
You look the furthest thing from a senior citizen. I mean, you look great. You look young.
I mean, a lot of us do though now, Vic.
And well,
you too.
Speak for yourselves, y'all. But when we first started doing this, I was shocked to know how old you were. You know, when I was, I guess, how old are you now? 65 or 67. So I was 63. Right. I was 63 when we started here. And then I'm asking, "Ken, how old are you?" And I was like, 50, 55. And he was like 61. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So maybe you should go out with President Trump and talk a little bit with the people.
No, I think a lot of people are like that though, Vic. You're right. I mean, we're getting up there, but man, people are getting older and they're going to live longer.
Yes, they are. Okay, let's hear President Biden. Let's talk about President Trump talking about Biden. Sorry, I got a little thrown off there. About jobs going to Americans.
Before I entered office, 100% of all new net jobs were going to migrant workers. Think of that. 100% of new jobs were going to migrant. These are government numbers, by the way. These are not Trump
I remember
numbers.
when
These
they
are
announced
government
that.
numbers, because they say, "Well, did Trump come up with these numbers?" No, I didn't come up. I'm just migrant workers and illegal aliens got 100%. But since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American citizens. How about that? Now, how about that? Even I will give myself a hand. Now, think of it. 100% went to American citizens before 100% went to people that came into the country illegally. Again, many of them from prisons, many of them gang members, drug members, Tren de Aragua. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country.
So
I love that.
Oh, that's awesome. But remember I remember these days. I remember when they were but the Biden administration wasn't announcing this, but I would hear people say, "No, the numbers are migrants are getting the jobs," and they're saying, "Oh no, they were never doing that." Well, they were, and in fact, we find out as they keep getting people out of this country that are here illegally, we're finding out that apartments are opening up, jobs are actually opening up. They weren't just the jobs of picking fruit and vegetables; they were actual jobs that they had to go back to their country, and now the jobs open up. It's really weird.
And I would also like to say that when he talked about citizens getting the job, American citizens, those could be people who came here legally.
Yeah.
Went through the proper channels, right? Raised their hand at the end of their civics lesson and swore to be a citizen. So it's not so Democrats, stick it up your, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, totally.
Because some immigrants could be those people he's talking about.
Absolutely, Vic. You're so right about that.
All right, let's do one more, Kenny, shall we?
Yeah.
He says for the first time in 50 years, reverse migration. I like that.
For the first time in 50 years, we now have reverse migration, which means more jobs, better wages, and higher income for American citizens, not for illegal aliens. And you know what? We all have a heart. We want to take care of people. But these people are getting killed on the walk up by them not coming. They're not even trying to come now because they know they can't get through. We're doing a tremendous service because they're not being killed and they're not being raped and they're staying back in their country where they've been.
Ken, he has so much on his plate. You know what I mean?
Yes, he has one goal: to make this country better.
The migration, illegal immigrants is one thing, but then this whole Somali thing and this whole Islam thing and caliphate thing and everything you talk about, he's got that to worry about too. And don't think he's not. Don't think he's not worried about it, and he doesn't have a plan. He's got a plan.
Yep.
All right, President Trump, you look great. Come by and pay us a visit.
That's right. Eat a cookie. You deserve it.
If you can find them, Representative Onder and Representative Burleson. It's worse than Watergate.
I think
our little cookie problem is worse than Watergate.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So listen, our Christmas stocking stuffer giveaway is on the way again. Conservative Christmas stocking stuffer giveaway. Now through the 23rd, you can win some really cool stuff. There's thousands of dollars in prizes. If you go to NewstalkSTL.com, this is going on now, right? I know I read this. I jumped the gun on this.
Yeah, well, our Vic head's got a little jump on it.
That's because they deserve it.
That's right.
And we try to give them
what we can.
Grand prize, $500 gift certificate from Newstetter's Jewelry. Wow, diamonds.com. I can't just say wow diamonds. You can't. Wow diamonds. You can't do that.
No, you can't go wowdiamonds.com.
You got to go wow
diamonds.com.
Great. You could win gift cards from Havana 1961, who we'll talk to today. Trolley Stop Bakery, the lovely Diane Wood. Whistle Pig Outdoors, Gulf Shores Restaurant and Grill. Small Cakes Cupcakery, my favorite new word. Shirts, koozies, stickers, all that stuff. It's
Goodies.
just what?
Goodies.
Yeah. Just go to NewstalkSTL.com and enter. And good luck. And we love you. And Merry Christmas from 101.9 and 94.1 Newstalk STL. Welcome home.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at Newstalk STL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Being the guy who's pushing them out.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's Newstalk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
It almost seems common sense, but, alas, common sense isn't so common these days.
Newstalk STL.
Jamie Allman here, tossing and turning over retirement worries. You're not alone. 3 out of 4 Americans share your concern about having enough saved. But here's the thing. A comfortable retirement isn't out of reach, even if you're planning for 30 or 40 years ahead. Every day, Jeff Portman from the Gemini Wealth Group helps people avoid the critical mistakes that can derail their retirement. Build your path to financial confidence. Visit GeminiWealthGroup.com or call Jeff directly at 314-888-0123.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Well, what is it?
Well, it's a radio.
It was indeed a radio. The entire neighborhood was turned on. The news, analysis, and opinion poured over me like a warm glass of Ovaltine.
We triple dog dare you to have a Merry Christmas. From Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, D. Gregorio's Food Products, RealtyNet Service Realtors, and Newstalk STL.
What was that? My radio!
Make your holiday special with Anthony's Produce, serving our community for over 28 years. Order fresh fruit and vegetable trays for work parties, family gatherings, and celebrations. Send chocolate-covered strawberries or a stunning fruit bouquet to someone you love. Plus, get seasoned firewood for pickup or delivery to keep your home cozy all winter long. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Order online at anthonysproduce.com or call 636-936-0496 on Jungerman Road in St. Peters.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
But they're really criticizing science because I represent science.
On News Talk STL.
Gotta wait for the vocal now. Didn't I see it down in San Antonio on a hot and dusty night? In 1971, they played this a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
And that kind of went away. It's not a Stone song. It's on an album. It's on a soundtrack for the movie Performance. But, you know, the hip stations, they played this whole time. Memo from Turner.
Yeah.
Great song. Okay. Kenny, I think it's time for fake news.
Fake? Oh, you mean play that?
Well, we don't have to.
No, we can.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
Fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Now, a lot of times when we do fake news, we'll take somebody like Nicole Wallace, who I can't believe she still has a job, despite the fact that dozens of people are listening, dozens.
Tens, I tell you.
But, I mean, she just, so her, Rachel Maddow, you name it, even, at the big networks, they just can't tell the truth on important stories. And locally, let's talk about locally, all right? We have our local stations, KMOV, KSDK, KTVI. Even something as easy to talk about, a kid's happiness, especially on his birthday. They couldn't even think outside of the box on that. So listen to these local stations from around the country.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, child's happiness is priceless, right? Especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on their birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially when it comes to their birthday.
Absolutely. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's smile is priceless,
especially
on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
You know, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. You like that?
There were balloons behind them.
Breaking news on News Talk STL.
Vic Porcelli, did you know that a child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday?
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I never heard that ever before. Now that we've heard that, and that was on the internet, it's not like we had to scramble and go through all the news stations in the country, all the local news stations, and find something to play for fake news. That was on the internet. And any one of those people could have seen themselves in this montage and saying, "Oh my God, how stupid are we? We're sheep like the rest of them, unless they don't care."
So if you were an anchor and you saw that you were on that clip, right? And you thought to yourself, "Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay. Yeah, a child's happiness, especially on a birthday. That's really cute." But now it's like you blew it out of the water for them. And next time they have to do a thing like that, a special fluff piece, they're going to wonder if 25 other people are doing it too.
Right. And I love how they really try to make it sound like it's coming out of their head. You know, a child's happiness is precious, isn't it, Jane? Why, yes, Bill, especially on her birthday.
And the regional manager goes in. You added ad lib
Right.
there.
I heard
Stop
you.
that.
No ad libbing, you two.
You know, you added to it. You shouldn't do that.
Ken, something as small as a child's happiness, which is very important. I get it.
Especially.
What were we going to say? Especially
on their birthday.
Yes, my God. But there's got to be another way to say that without getting in trouble for, not reading the teleprompter exactly the way it is. Like, I love when kids are happy. It's precious, I tell you.
Yeah.
And when it's the most precious on their birthday.
Especially on their birthday,
But
Vic.
they didn't do that.
No.
So now let's magnify it to something very.
But that's important fake news. Think about that. That is fake news only because it came down from above and 100 people did it.
Right. So let's magnify it now to something a little bit more important than a child's happiness. It's a threat to our democracy.
Mm-hmm.
We did one of those more than once in the last 4.5 years.
And I counted those. There were 42 of them.
42 people all saying it's a threat to our democracy. There was more to it. It was a little bit before, but they all said it exactly the same way. And what do we learn here? When you're watching a local news channel, and I want you to take a look at this when you get home. Watch the 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock news on Channel 5, say, and listen to what they're saying, and listen to the wordage that they're using, and then understand that it came from up above. It came from NBC News, or it came from CBS News, or
we need to ask Mr. Connors this.
Yes.
How much? Because we've asked him about this before, but we've never asked him how much of what you were saying did you write yourself. And I think he referred to that before and said, I write a lot of that. I wrote a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do that anymore, Vic.
Why?
Because it's all the same.
No.
Why don't they?
Yeah.
Because they're more concerned. Say you get someone that is auditioning to be an anchor on a news source. They look great. Big, bright white teeth. Hair's perfect. They look fantastic, but they're kind of not creative.
Right. That's who you want.
They're not writers. You want that person.
Yeah.
Because they can read too. I mean, hey, read some teleprompter for me. Because I had that when I was auditioning for certain things. Read that audition. Read the teleprompter. Let me see how you do it. Because there's a lot. That's an art form. You need to read to the point to where you don't look like you're reading or sound like you're reading.
That's what they tried to do, isn't it? A child's happiness precious.
That's when they do that. That's when it's funny. But yeah, you have to sound like you're reading. Like if you and I were
Sound
talking,
like you're not reading,
or that you're not reading. If you and I were just we're talking, right? And if it was all on a piece of paper, and we were not sounding like it was on that paper, that's when you're successful.
If you look very closely at news anchors, especially local news anchors, watch their eyes. You can see their eyes go from left to right, reading the teleprompter. You can't see the whole thing with looking straight ahead. You have to.
It depends on how close it is to you. If it's further away, it's really difficult to detect.
Huh.
For the viewer to see.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So they can do it, and you may not even know it. And I'll tell you, to be honest with you, you can, when you read it and you read far enough in front of it and you know it, you've got to do a read through first, okay, to just get yourself familiar with the topic, with the content.
Yeah.
So if you know it enough, then you can actually read forward and then look at people, look away while you're still talking, and then go back to it and not look like you're reading.
So that makes it worse.
That makes it worse.
That they do a read through first.
Oh yeah.
So all these anchors went through the. Let's see. This says, "Child's happiness is precious, even on a birthday." Who wrote this? Hey, George, did you write this? Nobody wrote this.
Good job.
Doesn't that happen though?
I'm sure it does. I mean, I didn't do news content at the time, but I wrote every single line that I talked about.
Well, that's easier because you wrote it.
Right.
These people are not reading anything
They
wrote.
have to read through it. If they're not reading through it beforehand, that's on them. They should be able to have the opportunity to pre-read everything.
Now that these montages have come out on the internet, do you think that anchors call other stations around the country. Do you have this thing on things? Child's happiness is precious.
No, they don't care.
They
Why would they care?
They don't even care?
No. Why would they care? Because no one here at a viewer of KSDK is going to listen to somebody in Indiana.
Right. But what I'm saying is to find out if they have it written the same way that maybe I would want to change mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly,
But
I don't
that's
think
what they don't care
care.
about.
I don't
That's
think
what-
they care. Yeah.
Start caring. You know, Ken?
I agree.
A child's happiness is precious, especially on their birthday.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
Fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
A birthday party. They can't even think for themselves about a birthday party.
That's it. But this is so telling about fake news because they can do things like the other one we showed you where they needed to get a point across and they tried to really hard with the same message.
Yeah. That's a threat to our democracy, I think.
Yeah, it is.
That's just me.
That's just me.
All right, so C-Cop, whatever that was called, big fail. We'll talk to Melanie Collette about that from CFAC on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Antone on a hot and dusty night. We were eating eggs and sandwiches when the black man there drew his knife.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at Newstalk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Live and be well.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's Newstalk STL.
You're good, you. So, Jeff and I, before the show, we were talking about stuff. We talk about stuff every morning. And today we went into great detail on that a child's happiness is precious, especially on their birthday. We didn't talk about that. But we're talking about trees. And so you know that Stan and the gang came and took our tree down that was in the backyard. That was deader than dead, Ken. There was no saving this tree at all. So bad that when there were really bad storms, tornado watches and stuff like that, I lay on the couch. Right to my left is the big window, and then the tree was right behind it. So I was waiting for it to just fall on me and kill me one of these days. And then we found out, this is good information. If the tree is dead and it falls on your house, insurance won't pay for it because you had neglect in taking care of that tree.
I knew that, actually.
So isn't that a perfect time to call Stan?
Better, yeah.
Roots Plus and have them take care of it all? They're different because they want to save the tree. That's the first thing. And then if they can't save it, then guess what? They'll put the money that you spent to removing it. It's just that simple. It doesn't get any simpler than that. They're locally owned and operated. Stan's a super conservative guy.
Yes, he is.
I think we call him a MAGA guy.
Oh, I would say.
And he'll come by and take care of it for you. And he's a great guy is what he is. So check him out at rootsplusllc.com, rootsplusllc.com.
On the next Larry Connors USA.
Tonight's story behind the story, a family thinks they buried their child. It was a case of mistaken identity.
Larry Connors USA. Now weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at LifeLock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
Free speech is alive and well in America.
Thanks for taking my call.
Right here.
We know what's going on.
Have a great awakening.
You see through the smoke screen. It's cool to be woke.
News Talk STL.
Until it's not.
News, analysis, opinion. This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Jefferson County Councilman Billy Crow with a reminder to check out our new show, Jeffco Patriot Radio, this and every Sunday at high noon. Now, back to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Thank you, Representative Billy. We appreciate it. Representative Crow. Sorry, I shouldn't be so
friendly.
Yeah, so I don't want to say that because I like Billy.
Well, yeah, you're friendly.
Who doesn't like Billy Crow? So the big COP 30 or COP 40 or whatever the hell it was is over now.
30,
and now they're releasing reports, the emissions gap report. And you know what? Well, you know what? Let's get Melanie on and we'll ask her directly right off the bat. Let's go straight to Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. The beautiful Melanie Collette. How you doing?
Well, hello. How are you? Thank you for having me.
We're well. Now, listen, I don't know if we talked about this the last time when the COP 30 thing was going on, but at what point do we take Al Gore and Greta Thunberg and AOC and make them sit down in a chair and ask them about climate change and then slap them in the face because they've been wrong the entire time and they've never said, yeah, you know what, we messed that up a little bit.
Isn't it's the most amazing thing? It's the most amazing thing about the media in general. But I feel like that's an interview that they would never take. And if somebody in a legacy media actually had the integrity to call them out on this, it would be very refreshing. And hey, maybe their ratings would actually go up if they did this and were like honest brokers of information. But I agree with you 1,000%. Like I feel like somebody should play that tape. It's 10 years later, right?
Yep.
And say, okay, so what happened to that?
Yeah.
What's the explanation? You're always telling us about the science. We need you to give us the science on this. Now, I will say that the emissions a gap report goes moves a tiny bit in that direction, but they're still quite the alarmists, of course.
They are counting on those because there's still plenty of people who believe all this crap, right? And talk about, and they carry their signs, you know, when they go out and protest to save the earth and all that. And they're counting on people who still believe that to have any sort of credibility. And that crowd of people is dwindling quickly.
Yes, it is. I mean, I think for a couple of reasons, right? You have President Trump who was like, you know what, forget you guys. Like, you're being ridiculous, and I'm not participating in your foolishness anymore at the UN. Yeah, you had that happen, right? And as a matter of fact, like, I'm not even going. You know, I mean, fortunately, and I'm not saying that President Trump should have gone. I think it makes a strong statement when he doesn't participate in things like this and doesn't have the United States participating in his foolishness. However, fortunately for you, we did have a few people from CFAC go.
All right.
For the American people and the world, and had a good old time just filming different parts of it that they were allowed to, and just pointing out the hypocrisy and globalism that was so rampant during that conference, and pointing out things like the fact that the indigenous people were complaining and protesting about the things that were being done by the UN. Now, here's a fun fact that I did not know until covering that conference, which is, did you know, and you may not know this, and maybe other people do know this, that when the UN has these conferences, that they take over the entire area and only the UN laws apply?
Wow.
Like, it's no longer, which, when you think about the UN and its globalist agenda, now that I'm just kind of thinking this through, it does make sense, because like that's what they want ultimately, everywhere.
Yeah.
Ultimately they want everywhere that they go, and then leave that. It's almost like leaving a stain just leave it in that city and then move on?
How about a trail of dead trees?
Why not?
Well, I was
like
about to
100,000.
say, like, right. And the indigenous people were really upset about that. Listen, we have a park and zoo here in Cape May County, and we built a parking lot and got rid of a fraction of that many trees, and people were upset. And we had to do like a whole thing about how like it was mostly dead trees. We're replanting indigenous trees, indigenous to this area, and this is like super red Cape May County. Like it's not even a purple or blue place, and still people were very concerned. So you go to a place like Brazil, and you have these indigenous people who really understand and cherish their land, and the UN murders all these trees in the name of climate change. It's just bizarre.
Well, they're hypocrites
Bizarre.
to begin with because they're upset about the trees. Well, then why don't if you're so upset about the trees, plant more and don't get rid of the CO2, which the trees need, and then they'll give us oxygen, which we need. I mean, their whole thought process is ass backwards.
Completely ass backwards.
I know Jersey girl would get that.
I honestly don't understand it. And now in this emissions gap report, they do make some admissions, basically that the Paris Accord did not do much of anything as a tacit admission. Of course, they didn't say it like that, but that's basically it. They say that actually the reason why it hasn't worked is because we need to be more aggressive, which is really insane.
Well, you know what, guys? I think that what they did down there with just the trees alone, I don't know. I'm sure, Melanie, you've seen the pictures. It was very disturbing for somebody. I'm very much of a conservationist at heart. I mean, I love nature. We just got back from Zion a few months ago. It was the most amazing experience that I've ever had. But what happens is, so now they've done all this, Melanie. They've cleared all these trees. The next time something like this comes up, they can't say, well, you must protect the trees. No, because you didn't.
Right.
I mean, so now they've kind of destroyed that narrative that they could have actually pushed before.
I don't think that that's the way they're going to see it, because you have to understand that these folks are elitists at heart.
Yeah.
So in their minds, it's just like John Kerry said about having to do private flights, and Bernie Sanders has said about having to use private transportation. See, for them, it's necessary. It's just not for us little people that it's necessary. So you got to understand that. That's the thing.
Rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll remember.
We're talking to Melanie Collette from CFACT in beautiful Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. So, Al Gore, AOC, Greta Thunberg, I think really owe the president an apology and the world an apology.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
They do.
He pulled out of the Paris Accords. He was right.
Yeah.
He was 100% right. He was 100% right. And now what they're looking for, believe it or not, are new pledges from new countries under the Paris Accord. Based on the Paris Accord. And they're saying that even if the countries don't deliver on the Paris Accord, that warming by year 2100 will still be around 2.5 degrees. And the current policies actually say 2.8 degrees Celsius.
So we're lower than what the standard is.
Yes. How
about that, Ken?
Yes.
Full of it. They're so full of it. I'm glad you said that, because the next question I was going to ask you is all these numbers. I don't read it. I don't do math at grade level. Okay, I'm really bad at math. So I'm glad you said that, because I don't know, what any of this means. Keep going with the numbers.
No, so those are the numbers that they're using. I mean, I think they're all ridiculous numbers. They're relying on information that says 77% of global during the G20. They said that 77% of global emissions accounts for G20, which is also kind of crazy. And they're complaining that the G20 are not on track to meet 2030 or 2035 targets. So, they give a lot of shade to the G20 on not having been in compliance with the Paris Accords. And I'm sure number one on that list is the United States under the Trump administration. But their numbers say that emissions are still rising, right, despite the Paris Accords, and that the pledges that were taken by the other countries has barely changed the trajectory. And instead of saying, hey, maybe our policies aren't working, what they are doing is doubling down instead.
We're talking to Melanie Collette from CFACT. You can reach her on X at CFACT. Hey, Melanie, there's something that has been bothering me. It's not just about climate change and all the climate grift and everything, but it's about other things as well. President Trump is doing amazing things with the EOs, the executive orders. He's really making some gaining a lot of new ground. The problem is they're not codifying these things. And eventually, if God forbid, the Democrats take over the House and the Senate, they're gone. Everything's gone. We're going to go back to the green and all that other stuff. Well, they'll have a battle with Trump. Let's put it that way.
No, listen, I think you're right. And not just on climate policy. And it's a bit alarming. And, this is the reason I kind of keep toggling back and forth as to whether or not they should get rid of the filibuster, because I truly believe in my whole heart that if that happens, if they get the House and the Senate, that they will do away with the filibuster and do all kinds of insane things, including ratcheting up this insane climate agenda that they have going. Understand that this emissions gap report wants 25 to 40% cuts below 2019. They want that by 2030. Yeah. They want 35 to 55% by 2035. They're not talking about a tweak, right? They're talking about gutting our current energy systems. And as far as the United States is concerned, if that happens, if it gets turned over to the Democrats, we are in big trouble. I believe we've had that very same thing happen here in New Jersey on a smaller scale with Mikey Sherrill getting elected, and as far somebody just walked in my house. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
The barking, that's what just happened. My dog's very excited. Denny's very excited. But I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Like we at least put offshore wind in Cape May County on life support, right? But then now we have a Mikey Sherrill election who believes that even though the cost of electricity is going to go up 30 to 40%, that we absolutely have to do it, which is great for people like her who, made $7 million while she was in Congress, but for our senior citizens who are on fixed income and for people who live below the poverty line, and all of these people, not necessarily so.
Yeah. Now, listen, I thought, I'm from New Jersey, okay? And I thought that when you have an Italian running for governor, it was state law that he had to win. Now, what happened to that?
It is, but not in the areas of New Jersey that, the North Jersey right outside of New York City.
Yeah.
Not in those areas where you have the concentration of urban areas that predominantly vote Democrat. We went from 1 million votes to overcome against the Democrats to 850,000 votes, which is progress, no doubt. We had 250,000 new Republicans this last election cycle, but that's still 850,000 votes. And then when you think about the fact that in this election cycle, 1 million Republicans stayed home in the special election, as they tend to do, it's a real problem. And part of the problem is, that the Democrats and the left get to say, see, everybody hates Trump, everybody hates Republicans, everybody hates your agenda. And in the context of what we're talking about here, everybody thinks climate change is a real problem, and all the green energy initiatives that we're doing, the American people absolutely love. It is not the case when you do a deep dive on these things. Even the election in Miami, I think, is a one-off. We got the first Democrat that has won for mayor in Miami's 30-year history. I still do not believe that there's going to be a blue wave. These are all special elections. It's an off year, and Republicans just tend not to vote. But I'll tell you what, if they don't get off their butts and get themselves together, we're going to have, wind turbines off every coast. We're going to have sky-high electricity bills like we do now. Here in New Jersey, they shut down 6 power plants.
Wow.
That's part of the reason. Yes, they shut down. They did do everything backwards, as the left tends to do. They shut down 6 power plants, right, because they thought that they were going to get offshore wind. So offshore wind was going to be a thing. We used to export energy out of New Jersey. Now we have to import it. The delivery fees on people's electricity bills, including my own, are higher than the actual electricity itself.
Yeah. All right. I got to fit a couple of things in here before we let you go. First of all, if Trump went to that COP 30 thing, I think he should have, if he did, from Marine One, hanging from a rope from Marine One being lowered down. Yeehaw! I'm sorry. Yeehaw! Here I am. This is how I enter. And the other thing is how Wildwood is like what, 2 or 3 miles from Cape May courthouse?
From Cape May courthouse, a little further than that, maybe 5 or 6.
So that day that he brought 100,000 people into Wildwood, what was that like?
The most fun day ever.
Most fun day ever. All right,
the most fun day ever.
Melanie Collette.
The most fun day ever.
Thanks so much for being with us. Catch her at CFACT on X. Melanie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
See you, Melanie.
Yeehaw. Let's go.
I'm
here now. The trees are knocked down. Time for me to get going.
It's Double Wish Wednesday.
It is.
Woosh, whoosh.
About time. Gotta watch him every minute.
I know.
Step into a Norman Rockwell Christmas. Augusta's 43rd annual Candlelight Christmas Walk lights up the town the first 2 Fridays in December, 5 to 10 p.m. Over 1,000 luminaries guide your way to visit Santa at Town Hall, explore the Christmas market, enjoy wine and spirits tastings, and shop local vendors. Warm up by the bonfire, savor street food, and enjoy live music under the glow of candlelight. It's the ultimate holiday throwback. Vendors, sign up at AugustaChamber.org.
NewstalkSTL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the Sabos radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on NewstalkSTL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Hey, how you doing? Santa Vic here.
And Santa's head Vic head here.
And you can win some great prizes with Newstalk STL's St. Louis Conservative Christmas.
You forgot the ho-ho-ho. You forgot the ho-ho-ho.
Oh.
No, ho-ho.
Log on to NewstalkSTL.com for your chance to win great prizes from Havana 1961 Restaurant, Trolley Stop Bakery, and Whistle Pig Outdoors. NewstalkSTL.com.
Oh.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green. This is Newstalk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. A federal judge in San Francisco is ordering the Trump administration to end the deployment of California National Guard troops in Los Angeles. Another ruling of note from a different court. A judge says secret grand jury transcripts from Jeffrey Epstein's 2019 sex trafficking case can be made public. The judge joins 2 other judges in granting the Justice Department request to unseal the investigative material. President Trump says his top priority is to make America affordable again. He talked about that at a big rally last night in Northeast Pennsylvania.
Facing criticism over the high cost of living, the president used his visit to Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, to blame Joe Biden and Democrats for the affordability crisis.
The Democrats go out, prices are too high. Yeah, they're too high because they caused them to be too high. But now they're coming down.
He acknowledged there's more work to do in improving the economy, even as he defended his tariff policy and pointed to falling gas prices. Greg Clugston, Washington. The president is expected to hold a series of campaign-style rallies in advance of next year's crucial midterm elections. The strategy is to get the president out there in hopes that will get more pro-Trump voters to the polls. Miami will be getting its first Democrat mayor in several decades.
Democrat Eileen Higgins has won the Miami mayor's race, defeating Republican Emilio Gonzalez, who was endorsed by President Donald Trump.
Well, we did it!
Higgins will be the first woman to lead Miami. With nearly all the votes counted from Tuesday's voting, Higgins led Republican Gonzalez by about 19 percentage points. Audio courtesy of WSVN. I'm Donna Warder.
Later today, the Fed will be announcing its latest decision on interest rates. Ahead of that, the Dow is up 100 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Shan Scotch with your first alert forecast. We have issued a first alert weather day as we see the potential for strong winds gusting anywhere to 40 to 50 miles per hour throughout the morning to early afternoon hours today. Then we're going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures continue to fall through the afternoon hours as winds continue out of the northwest, starting to die off. Into Thursday, looking mostly cloudy. Could see some light snow off to the northeast. Most of that going to be staying out of the metro, not looking at any impacts for roadways. And we're cooling into the weekend. From the first alert for Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Shan Scotch.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 in our 3-hour tour ready to roll. Thanks to Kenny Williams. You know, Ken?
Yeah, Vic.
I wish we could talk about that story about you in traffic with that guy on the air.
It just wouldn't.
It wouldn't what?
It wouldn't have the impact.
Never mind that. We'd get fired.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I couldn't say it the way I want to.
Right. And God, it's one of my favorite things now of all time. And I wish I could tell you guys. I don't know how to do that. Maybe we can do it on
a podcast.
Some kind of crazy little video.
Maybe.
Or something. I don't even know if we should do it.
I don't even know if we, I don't know if we,
All right. So our food drive is going strong. Ken, do you know we've raised so far 600 pounds? I almost said 600 million. 600 pounds of food?
And I'm sure it's over that now because we've been talking about that for about a week.
Our barrel here's so over full.
Yeah.
They're lining it up inside the lobby now.
But we still have room. If you want to bring it up, come on.
Not that I'm saying we're done. Absolutely right. So there are barrels at... Barrels? Is that what they are? Barrels?
Barrels, sure. Yeah.
All 3 Bartolino located. I probably should ask this weeks ago. Both Chris Pancake and dining locations. Michael's Flooring. Friendly Sports Bar in St. Louis City. And South St. Louis City, I should say. And right outside the News Talk STL studios, as we mentioned. And we want to help out the Feed My People with the St. Louis County Republican Central Committee. That's our quest.
Yeah.
All right. Tim Jones is on his way into the studio.
Yeah.
I love that. So while we're waiting for him, let's hear a little bit from Megan Kelly, who says talks about immigration. Are we sure we know what the problem is with immigration? Maybe we don't.
Most in the influx of Islamic communities is that they don't want to just do their own thing. I do have a problem with non-assimilation, but let's just say that that's what they were doing, non-assimilation. Okay, that'd be not great in my view, but nowhere near the problem that they want us to assimilate to their values.
Yeah, they do.
And as Trump once said, largely they come from shithole countries like Somalia, and we have zero desire to change anything about America to look more like Somalia. It's a no. We're not going to dress like the women who are part of your group. We're not going to accede to the non-separation of church and state. We're sick of the 5 times a day call to prayer.
Okay, so about that, Vic, why not? We'll go into another country and say, hey, everybody, you're going to be Christians now. We're offended by the you beating your women. So you can't do that anymore. I mean, we just tell them the rules that we have that we want to lay down to our new country.
Yep. If this were a 1950s television drama, somebody would say, there's only one man that can save us now.
Timmy.
Former Speaker of the House.
You just proved why you left-wing loons are so insane.
Y'all ready for this?
Tim Jones. Sometimes he has no idea where I'm going to go.
Good morning, my people.
Drives him nuts. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. How are you?
Great to see you all here today.
Ken, can you give our Speaker of the House a double whoosh, please?
Well, I could have, but it's broken. The whoosh.
Did we break the whoosh machine?
Double whoosh Wednesday right now.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Well, it's like Joe Biden himself, often broken.
Do we do any? Very nicely
Yes,
done.
indeed.
Do we do any maintenance on that whoosh machine?
We need to.
I know every once in a while we got to put some WD-40 in the Wayback Machine.
I think because he's thankfully been gone now for what seems like an eternity, and in political land, it definitely is for sure once you exit stage left, as Joe Biden did. Every once in a while, you guys might want to give a refresher on the meaning and you know what? Let's use an SAT word, the etymology of the double, the etymology of the double whoosh.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was in a speech that he was giving where he was trying to describe something, and it came out as this garbled, like multi-consonant word that has no meaning in reality. At the very end is the whoosh.
Ken, you got that?
Do you have the whole thing?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
If that's what is whoosh.
I mean, what the hell?
Well, yeah, he's got a long string of those things.
Can you
Absolutely
believe
determined as Murphy and others are to get this done.
who's a Murphy and others war?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Can you believe that actually happened? And that I hate the media so much. You know why? Because I had to deal with them when I was in the Missouri House. And we have to deal with them every day here because we actually talk about things that exist in reality. And then we give our analysis and our opinion, right? But the media, they're such liars and cheats and frauds. And they have Sean Hannity would always say, journalism died, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it died a long time ago. And it has come back in the realm and the guise of NewstalkSTL and in redstate.com and in all these other great sources.
Independent reporters on social media.
But the elitist egghead media, the provocateurs over at the New York Slimes and over at these other failed, anachronistic, dead organizations don't want to admit that we're living in 2025 and they're not that important anymore.
I got two things here.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about local media when you were speaker?
Oh yeah. We have a, just like we have the little swamp, we got the big swamp, the little swamp.
Yeah.
We have the state, not little swamp. It's pretty big in Jeff City. We have the state swamp and the federal swamp. And we have the corrupt corporate media on the national level and on the statewide level. You guys have heard of the Missouri Independent, the Missouri Independent.
The Kansas City Red Star.
Well, the Missouri Independent calls themselves that because they're not. They are funded and supported just like a certain radio station here in town that we all left a long time ago.
97.1, they're owned by Soros. That's the way it is.
And so is the Missouri Independent. George Soros and his band of merry misfits are doing everything they can, just like with the Sharia law thing. Guys, they've realized they can't take us out from the outside, so they're going to try to do it through a cancerous rot from within.
Right.
So how do you do it? You co-opt. You infiltrate. You don't assimilate, you infiltrate. And we're seeing it with the Sharia law. We're seeing it with these theocratic regimes. We're seeing it in media. We're seeing it in radio. We're seeing it in newspapers, and we're seeing it in television.
I want to focus on the local media.
Okay.
So why I asked you that is because they're idiots. Local media, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying.
They're liberals, but they're also incredibly clueless. The ones on the national level, they're also liberals, they're also leftists, but they're smart. They're more dangerous because
These
they're
people
smart.
just take something from up above and say it. We just played 20 local anchors who all in a row said a child's happiness is precious, especially on a birthday. Exactly like
Word
that.
for word.
They couldn't even say, "Hey, my kid had a birthday. Wow, he was happy because," you know what I mean? They all had to read something as innocuous as a child's happiness is precious, especially on a birthday. So, does Mark Maxwell, by the way, you know who Mark Maxwell is?
I do not.
KSDK political guy.
Yeah, I could care less.
He thinks he's he thinks he's so smart, and he thinks he's got all the Republicans.
Thinks he's Chuck Todd.
That's not really shooting that high, is it?
Anderson
Todd,
Cooper.
He
Van Jones.
He just thinks he's brilliant.
Thinks he's brilliant.
And
huh?
the other thing I'll say about Biden is you said exit stage left, except Joe couldn't figure out if he had to exit stage left or stage right.
Mhm. He had to follow
He
the
didn't know-
invisible man
he didn't
off.
know which way to go.
Yeah.
All right.
What a hoax that all was. Right? Talk about a hoax. Talk about collusion.
Mhm.
I mean, that whole thing was a fever dream, right? We actually had, how scary is it to think back that we had a figurehead puppet in the White House allegedly making decisions that could have affected, it did affect international relations, a guy with access to the nuclear football. I mean, it's terrifying. And they want to complain about Trump and his tweets. Oh, shut up.
No, I think it's the terrifying part about that is Joe Biden. They were getting away with it, and we actually had we actually stepped back and said, "Oh, what we're saying isn't true." Then maybe a lot of these Republicans did. Tim, that's the problem I'm having is that Republicans are not on the offensive like
We're
we
not.
are.
You guys just talked about it with the young lady
Melanie.
You talked about with Melanie, and she's right, guys. Politics, the political narrative storytelling of the day that the corrupt corporate Pfizer, brought to you by Pfizer Media, often describes. It's not reality, right?
Mhm.
But the problem is we often fail to make the actual reality, the political reality, because of what Melanie said. Republicans stay home. Number one, Republican voters don't vote as they should in every election, which I don't understand that at all. And then, Ken, to your point, Republican politicians happily participate in the failures of the uniparty and they run as Republicans and govern as center leftists.
And that's the reason why I believe right now President Trump is trying any way possible, like a rally, to get the word out. And then you have the Republicans that I think there are uniparty Republicans right now in the Senate that are saying, well, hang back, let it go another 3 years. We'll get rid of them, and then we can get back to everybody going to sleep.
Yeah, this nightmare will be over soon enough. We can get back to good old country club business.
Right.
Now listen, when Joe Biden ran for office for the 2020 election, he said, "We're going to bring back good paying union jobs," right? That was his big thing at everyone. And then the first thing he did was close the XL pipeline, right? The Keystone pipeline, which, by the way, took away good paying union jobs. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And if that pipeline were still running for all those years that it wasn't running, they'd be paying us to get gas. We'd pull the gas. Thank you.
That's a great point. I never heard that. If that pipeline was never shut down, good job, Vic.
They'd be paying us to get gas.
True.
I have some issues with big labor leadership, but I have no problem at all with the rank and file of the hardworking blue collar workers who have many woken up and realized the Democratic Party has been hijacking, stealing, defrauding their vote for decades, and that the Democratic Party doesn't give a rip about you, me, or the man or woman in the moon. They use people as political pawns for their political power. And the thing that I often gets so confusing is that, do they not understand that if you allow Sharia law to actually have a manifestation in this country, then all the things that you believe and espouse in, that you claim that you treasure so much, women's rights, LGBTQ rights, treating people equally and fairly, having a free expression of speech and assembly. Those theocratic Sharia-led regimes believe in none of that to the point where they'll put you to death for practicing it. And so it makes me wonder, why are these people propagating an entire ecosphere of a philosophy that is diametrically opposed to what they claim they believe in? You know what it comes down to? Because they love the authoritarian aspect of it.
Yeah,
The reason leftists love the totalitarianism of the Islamic Jihad is because, man, they wish they could be them as far as it comes to the power.
Yeah.
Right? The left only wants political power. The right, many on the right, not all. As you pointed out, we have our issues. But if there is anybody that actually wants politics to result in good public policy and have Americans have more peace and prosperity, it's on the right. It does not exist on the left, except in very few circumstances, like maybe John Fetterman on a couple of limited issues.
And do the women think that way? Do the Democrat women think that Sharia law is going to be great?
They don't understand that 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, because they're not going to be where they are now.
No, they sure aren't. Margaret Brennan and Martha Raddatz. Did I screw their names up? Is that their names?
You got it right.
I sometimes mix those
Margaret
two up.
Martha, yeah.
They're the same idiot. Can I say that on the radio?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were the same idiot. I thought they were separate idiots.
Do they not realize that their jobs would not exist?
Of course.
In an Islamic Sharia-run world?
What about Congress? They think they're going to be able to sit there in Congress in their burqa? And how do you know it's even them asking the questions at a committee hearing?
Goodbye, Ellen Omar.
All right, listen.
You go back to the whatever.
Tim, first of all, we're talking to Tim Jones, our Why sorry?
I would kind of hijack this whole thing.
No. The thing is, you're so smart and you have so many great points, but I'm about 3 or 4 points behind.
That's okay.
Slow.
What did you want to talk about today?
Unions.
Yes.
Not today, but only because you talked about the unions and you got me going here. I think, and this is just me talking, and I don't know anything about anything. I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel with unions because, like you said, you're okay with the rank and file, right?
Yes.
Sean Fain, is that his name? Sean Fain?
Yeah, Sean Fain.
Head of the UAW, United Auto Workers, said, yeah, I know that our rank and file is not going to vote for Biden, but I'm going to endorse him anyway. Well, if I were a union member working at the United Auto Workers, what? You just said we're not going to vote for him. Why would you endorse him? So that's the part of the rank and file I think that's important. Also, Sean O'Brien, president of the Teamsters
guy,
didn't endorse anyone. But he was invited to the RNC convention and he spoke. And I think maybe if these guys actually listen to the rank and file, then maybe the union presidents would endorse the right people.
Yes. What the rank and file needs to do is force their leadership to stop giving 99% of their political contributions to Democrats and give the rank and file more flexibility in the worker freedom world and more choice, right? The Democrats always talk about choice. They don't mean it except when it comes to killing kids. But that's the only reason they if the unions would be willing to inject a little bit more free marketism into their overall structure, we would crush the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is already losing so many of their traditional voting blocks that they've taken for granted. And largely that's been because of Donald Trump and this America First attitude. If we lose America as the beacon of freedom and liberty, as we almost did under Biden, we almost lost it. And you saw what happens. The world literally starts falling apart. Wars rage without the strong, stern, but freedom and liberty hand of the United States of America. Donald Trump has ended eight major conflicts around the globe, and he's working on the 9th as we speak.
Well, so recently, President Trump got rid of the CAFE standards. It was a deregulation of certain regulations within the auto industry.
They wanted vehicles to get 50 miles to the gallon like yesterday.
Yeah, and he's getting rid of that. And what's happening is there are more jobs coming in. Stellantis they're saying we're going to do $13 billion right out of the gate here and get more jobs for this country. I got to say, guys, when you're talking about unions, they have absolutely got to see this. The rank and file I'm talking about, seeing the more jobs, more money. It's coming in. It's unavoidable, Tim. Manufacturing is coming back to this country because of the infrastructure that Donald Trump's creating.
Donald Trump has done more for the working class, blue collar, union and non-union workers of this country, has done more for minorities, has done more for women, has done more for the forgotten men and women who were always left behind in the last 5 years. Trump 1 and the first year of Trump 2. He's done more in 5 years than the Democratic Party has done for the middle class, the working poor, and pretty much everyone over the last 50 years.
So I think this is how I found out about right to work. And Mark Mix would say everything you guys just said, by the way, verbatim.
Oh, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So I learned about right to work when somebody is a union member and they pay union dues, right? And they may be a conservative guy, and then the money goes up to the top, and then they go and spend it on Democratic candidates. And that guy who is paying dues is like, hey, wait a minute. That's not where I want my money to go. And I think that's why right to work was established. I really do.
Union bosses need to get out of bed with the Democratic Party and get in bed with the Republicans. Woohoo!
And
there you go.
Help everybody.
How's that for an image?
And New York City is going to have a very, very expensive experiment with this new guy as mayor.
It makes
you lived there for a lot of years.
I know you feel the same way, Vic. It makes my heart hurt. It really does. You know, I am not a cold-blooded conservative, although many people, including my wife, sometimes think so. No, it's teasing. I do have emotions. And one of the things that I get emotional about is the time that I spent in New York. I mean, what a gift my parents gave me to, first of all, I think they were terrified, taking a, little hillbilly kid from Eureka and dropping him off in the Bronx at Fordham University at the age of 18. But what a wonderful adventure and opportunity that provided me. And I loved every minute of it. I thought New York, New York is like, for those of us here in the Heartland, New York is like Oz, right? It's like the Emerald City, and to be able to go there and then to be there at the time I was there through the rise of Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump. Donald Trump really made his mark during those 90s and into the 2000s, where he was building everything everywhere. Rudy Giuliani was cleaning up the place and making it Disney World for adults, where you actually could bring your family there and walk around daytime, nighttime, anytime, and you were safe on the streets and tons of capital flowed. And you know why this is all good policy? Because everyone prospered, not just a specific special interest group. Everyone prospered during those heydays of New York. And Bloomberg, the fake Republican, he kept Giuliani's policies going for a while, and that's why it was so great. And then came Comrade de Blasio. And Vic, they had the experiment once, and it didn't work out so well, which is why they reflexively reacted and elected Eric Adams, a former Republican, and why they want to go back to this guy just because he's promising, puppy dogs and free everything is beyond me. It doesn't work. It's never worked. It's going to fail.
Tim, you talk about having an emotional thing with New York City. I proposed to my wife in Times Square.
Oh, there you go.
On the big thing when it used to just be like a scoreboard.
It's got to make you sick watching this.
It does. And you couldn't walk. I mean, it was literally, it was pre-Giuliani, literally dangerous to walk through.
It was bad, wasn't it, Vic, back in the Dinkins era?
Oh, my God. Worst era. And
guess what, guys? Socialist Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani appoints a convicted armed robber to lead his criminal justice team in New York City. Tim,
is that an Onion headline?
That's not the Babylon Bee.
I thought it was Babylon Bee.
The bee or not the bee?
Tim, what are your thoughts on that, real quick? Because we've got to go. But
yeah, like Vic said, you are going to see a social experiment like you've never seen before, and I don't want this all to fail, because then we'd be wrong about socialism, but I don't see how it can go any other way because we've always been right about socialism. Forget our opinion. It is fact that socialism, which always devolves into oppressive communism, has been tried and has failed a bazillion times, and it was the world's leading cause of death in the 20th century. Crack a book, look it up online, watch a freaking documentary, and you will learn these things too.
That is our ultra MAGA Speaker of the House. Tim Jones will hear you this afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock. Ken and I are doing your show on the 22nd,
That is fantastic.
Don't
break anything.
I don't know. You can't guarantee
What
anything.
about this thing? Oops.
Yeah. Ken and I are going to run this big wheel on Christmas Eve.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Well,
I get the first hour actually by myself.
Could be a permanent change coming
Hey,
in. So I've heard a rumor.
It's people listening.
Sorry. Hey, you know why I came in studio? Well, I've got to do something. I got a special, super secret, new thing that we're going to be launching in January. I'll tell you guys about later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's Donut Wednesday.
It's Donut Wednesday.
Tim
I already had my
double whoosh to my
Whoosh,
ultra deplorable MAGA Garbagian brothers,
Thank
and
you.
a Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Thank you,
Merry
sir.
Christmas to you, Mr. Speaker.
Get out of here now. All right. You sure you're listening? Oh my God. Undisputed Truth. Is that who does this song?
Man.
Smiling faces tell lies. There we go. All right, coming up next, I have no idea, but it'll be fun. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Oh, that woman got a mouth like an outboard motor all the time.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Grandpa had a soft spot for dogs.
Yeah, he always had treats in his pocket.
He said if you're going to take care of people, you better take care of their best friends too.
Is that why we help dog shelters?
That's right. For every service call, we donate 10 pounds of dog food to local dog shelters, helping dogs waiting for a home.
Grandpa would like that.
He sure would.
Green is always grasser at grasserhomeservices.com.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Hey guys, Jefferson County Councilman Billy Crow here from Jeffco Patriot Radio. On behalf of Tim Jones and I just want to thank you for making Jeffco Patriot Radio the #1 listened to show on Sundays here on News Talk STL, where we dive into all the things happening in and around Jefferson County. Check Tim Jones and I out on Jeffco Patriot Radio this and every Sunday at high noon here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with this free call. 800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. 800-524-1641. That's 800-524-1641.
News Talk STL. News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. In the snow, Ken drives a truck. In the snow, Vic doesn't push his luck. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
You turn your back on this show, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I know.
We just talked to Mr. Speaker Tim Jones, and look who walks in. The guy with the darker beard. How do you like mine, by the way?
I do like that.
It's Nick Schroer.
It's like a crossing of the streams here or something. Better watch
Great.
out.
I like those though when they do it here.
It's Tuesday, right?
What do you want? Don't give me that. It's Tuesday, right? Okay. Why are you in this building,
Nick? It's Double Wish Wednesday.
Well,
Woosh,
we've got a wish that came true, and you're going to see starting the new year, where the Missouri Freedom Caucus is starting it right by reaching out to all the other networks, and we've got a special project that Tim and I, who's the state director of the Missouri Freedom Caucus, we've had a lot of success. I'm now the chairman of the Freedom Caucus, and we're taking it in a different direction.
Let me put it this way. We are going to be launching a brand new NewstalkSTL product that could result for all of us in a national footprint, a nationwide footprint.
Oh, we need that. We need that.
Like you guys said, go on the offensive.
Yes.
It's exactly
oh my God, look at that.
It's exactly what we're going to.
Take advice from the two
I listen to the
nitwits.
show.
I appreciate that.
Mainly for the donuts.
Of course.
Right.
But we have to, this 2026 midterms is so, I've never even remember a midterm election more important than this one, Nick.
Yeah.
And it seems we say that every year. We say it every year, but yet the left gets crazier. They try more things. We're seeing right now in the state of Missouri, the left is using a mechanism that's not meant for redistricting to try and overstep the voters and overstep the supermajority Republican Party. That's going to get tied up in court. But we're even seeing nationwide. They're trying new tactics to strip away our constitutional rights while they're going further and further and further to the left. You've seen it with Mamdani, Ocasio-Cortez, our friend down in Texas who actually went to MICDS. And that is the new face of the Democrat Party. It's not the party of JFK. It's not your grandparents' Democrat Party anymore. It's the party of socialism, communism, and chaos.
And that's why because of that, that's why we, on the right side of the political fence, we can no longer be milquetoast, middle of the road, reactionary Republicans, because that's gotten us into the pickle in which we find ourselves now as the left has gone completely off the leftward ledge. We've just sat here, the royal we, some of the leaders of our party, and they haven't reacted to that. And they just want to do business as usual. We better start standing and fighting, as Nick does every Sunday night, and we better be fighting fire with fire, because we've been bringing little tiny pocket knives to their nuclear arms race.
And we need to look at this as a warning, you guys. I mean, we need to warn everybody, because we saw what happened when the quote unquote Biden administration took over, and what they did, the damage they did the last 4 years. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That is nothing compared to what the lurched left Democrat Socialist Party is now. They're going to do if they get the majority in 2026. They're going to get rid of the filibuster. We're going to see more judges in the Supreme Court. We're going to see more states, and we will never win another election after this.
Well, that's what they want, and they've warned us. They've said the quiet part out loud for so long. And a lot of these Bush-era country club Republicans have said, let's play nice, because if they get the power back, maybe they'll go easy on us.
Right.
And they never do. They punch us low. Like, who was it? Eric Holder
Eric
says,
Holder.
Yeah, when they go low,
We kick 'em.
Yeah, we kick them. Oh, we need to punch them in the face. And metaphorically, for all those out there who are saying that I'm promoting violence. But no, I mean, go to my social media right now. Just wishing people a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I've got people wishing death, saying that they're going to find out where I live, and good luck. And I've had to turn that into law enforcement.
That's got to make you feel good, though, Nick.
Well, we're winning, and we're going to continue winning. The next election here in the state of Missouri, mark my words. Sports betting, I told you guys I don't bet. I don't political bet. But if I was, I'd go all in on the conservatives taking over the Senate, because people are pissed off. We're finally seeing, thanks to new leadership, Kehoe, Trump working together with the Missouri Freedom Caucus. Initiative petition is going to be on the ballot. A fix to Amendment 3, the abortion on demand, a fix to that is going to be on the ballot. We are now seeing commercials where our governor is getting real about getting rid of income tax. I was just watching Mizzou basketball this week and playing Kansas. 3 times that I see a commercial where he says we're phasing out income tax. So the things that we've been fighting for years are finally coming to fruition. Why? Because we have a spine thanks to the Missouri Freedom Caucus.
That's such a great point. Every single major Republican conservative priority that people are discussing, pushing, and promoting right now in the state of Missouri was a policy position of the Freedom Caucus in Missouri from day one. They called us the crazy caucus. They called us the terrorist caucus. They called us the idiot caucus. You know, whatever they wanted to call us, that's what they said. But now we are the ones.
We are the world.
We might sing that together and hold hands. Nick has injected a whole new level of excitement and passion and just go-get-itness as the new chairman of the Freedom Caucus. Ben Keithley, who is one of the smartest legislators.
Yeah,
Nick,
we lost a great one in Justin Sparks getting picked up by the Trump administration. But Ben Keithley is another guy, an attorney. He knows how to play the chess game like Trump. He knows the art of the deal. And he's been my compadre on the other side when we're passing big legislation. The bill that got me a national award, the Scalia Award for restoring the balance of government, Guess who was on the other side of that in the House? Ben Keithley. When the swamp tried to add 15 different things to that bill, he was right there stripping them all away and getting it to the governor's
And Nick,
desk.
there's candidates now who I know you're speaking with every single day who want to get elected and join the Freedom Caucus from day one.
Yeah, we've got guys like Jim Avery, Bill Hardwick, Doc Alexander. We've got so many different people who across the state of Missouri, they see what we've done with the Freedom Caucus. Look, we're not going in there to help the Democrats. We're going in there to light a fire under the Republicans so they can actually do the things that they promised voters, cutting taxes, getting school choice, shrinking the size of government, making it easier for us taxpayers to live in the state of Missouri, making it more affordable for us to live in the state of Missouri.
You're listening to the Show and Jones Show on News Talk STL.
News Talk.
You guys better stop being so good, okay? Because we're going to be out of a job if you keep that.
I don't want to come in this early. Don't worry about it.
All right, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
That's what Vic says.
So, Nick, I have to apologize to you because yesterday, which was Tuesday, by the way.
Today's not Tuesday. Okay.
Now, wait, hold on.
What happened? I feel like I'm missing a joke here.
Are you here now to record the Stand and Fight thing?
Not Stand and Fight.
The special project.
Oh,
the
okay.
pilot
But
to
do
the
you-
special project.
Do you come in on Wednesdays to do the Stand and Fight?
Typically Thursday. I had to change some things out with my legal schedule to make
If you
this
could
happen.
do it on Tuesday, come in and talk to us, and then you can get coffee and be refreshed for your recorded crap.
But
No, I'm just
Wednesday,
kidding.
there's donuts.
That's true. You're right. No, I think you think you guys are just the best.
I'll tell you what, I see that coffee cup you got there. I just ordered 20 coffee cups. We got the, we talked about it, the trivia night. We got Liberal Tears coffee cups that I'm making special. I'll bring some in once we get them ordered.
We will promote them.
Yeah, you can keep them.
Can we
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to sell them. We're going to have firearms. We're going to have Ronald Reagan signatures. But back to, there's an apology, and I don't even know what happened.
Oh, wait, I'll get to that in a second. This mug is from Uranus, just so you know.
Where you got fudge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fudge
in
back there.
Uranus.
My I took my mother-in-law there. No, I took my mother-in-law there.
She got her
Took her to Uranus?
I took my mother-in-law. She didn't know what it was, and we went in there, and we loved.
She got her fudge pack.
We love to get fudge there, and I told my mother, I told my mother-in-law, I said, listen, you get your fudge pack here. She goes, no, I don't. And I said, yes, you do. And the lady came up to me and she goes, did you get your fudge pack? I said, very tightly, thank you. And it was wonderful. I loved it. It tastes great.
To each his own.
So the apology yesterday when we talked, I failed to mention Stand and Fight and your other thing you do. What's the other thing you do?
Patriot Radio, St. Charles Patriot
Charles
Radio.
Radio.
We're going to be on site tomorrow. One of the guys running for county exec threw together a forum. So we're going to have Jason Law, Rich West, Trish Burns, who's now running for a different position, county collector. We're going to have a bunch of people. That's what we're going to do with Patriot Radio, Stand and Fight. We're going to give a little preview of all the different bills that have already been filed. I think I have the crown. No kings, but in the legislature, I have the crown for the most bills filed this year.
Attaboy.
Not all of
Keep
them
going,
are
man.
new stuff. A lot of them are getting rid of stuff.
Fantastic.
Well, Tim Jones and Nick Schroer, I swear you guys you never stop, and we love it. You're on the offensive. You help. When we say this show's always on the offensive, we always refer to you guys because it always works that way. And we love it. We really appreciate it.
Well, I love the Santa Vic promo, by the way.
Thank you.
Makes me laugh every single time I hear it.
Whatever.
And that's because it's part of our Christmas giveaway, conservative Christmas giveaway.
Yeah.
We're doing the food drive. What an amazing station that did not exist less than 5 years ago.
Yep.
And we are a freaking Leviathan now.
Can you imagine 5 years have gone by almost?
It's amazing. And it's because we're trying to seriously make Missouri a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We have not given up on the Show Me State because we shouldn't, because we have the best people, the best radio, the best everything here.
We're in the heartbeat of America.
It's the best. And and next year, Nick, we're going to cut taxes, we're going to save babies, and we're going to shield our Constitution from foreign crazy leftist
Well, it's
billionaires.
going to start off with the Democrats already promising. You can go to their social media pages. Senators in the Missouri, Democrat senators in the Missouri Senate are already promising the first month is going to be chaos. Well, why isn't the media going after them saying you're obstructionists? You're stopping the voice of the people, stopping the will of the people, because we've exposed the media is in line with them. Thank God for News Talk STL for actually going against the grain and reporting news as it happens.
The media loves a good insurrection if it's on their side.
Well, Donald
good erection
Trump,
too.
Well, yeah.
That one
Let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
That too.
Yeah.
Just don't do that anywhere near that famous store you guys were talking about.
Well, yeah,
Uranus.
but the strawberry fudge is the best thing, by the way.
I wonder if there's ever been an insurrection in Uranus.
I don't
Get
know.
out, both of you.
That is a good question, though, Vic. It's something that I'm sure
Thank you, guys. Hey,
Thank you.
let's really truly make a national impact with that show, because this is the most important
tuned.
midterms I've ever seen.
Done and done.
Thanks, you guys.
Look at Batman and Robin here.
I know.
Batman and Batman.
Former Speaker Tim Jones and Senator Nick Schroeder.
It's okay to come in on a Tuesday once in a while.
Hey, Senator, God bless you.
God bless you, boys. Have a great week.
God bless you back, Nick Schroer. All right, Todd Sheets. He's next. The 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Well, that was
Yeah.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have given in to the far left progressive base.
Has Mamdani won the soul of the Democrat Party?
1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Link, owner of the Dental Link. You've heard ads about teeth in a day, but did you know that you will be chewing on plastic, acrylic teeth? Here at the Dental Link, we can give you porcelain crown and bridge teeth utilizing mini dental implants that function much more like real teeth at about half the cost. Plus, mini dental implants are less invasive, less painful, and your recovery time is much shorter. Give us a call at 314-794-6464 or simply visit us today at thedentallink.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Jim Talent, former U.S. Senator, did Pete Hegseth commit a war crime, in your opinion?
No. My only concern is that we're not getting enough drug boats. It's the first effective thing I can remember we've done to strike at these cartels, not only to take out particular shipments of drugs, but to deter others. And I'm not going to cry crocodile tears for any of them.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
Streaming TV is where it's at. It's not about cutting the cord anymore. That's old news. It's all about your customized TV options. With the best and cheapest high-speed internet and your own TV subscriptions, we've got your dream TV lineup. Between wired and satellite internet and TV, you now have tons of options. Save money and get more internet speed and better TV today by calling the Whole Home Connect. We scan your location and offer you the best TV and internet options. And we always have specials and promotions. So when you call, ask about that. Take 5 minutes of your time. Make this free call now and learn how to save money and get better internet and TV for your home anywhere in the U.S. Make this simple and free call now.
800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. 800-257-1632. That's 800-257-1632.
Fox News Commentary with Tommy Lahren, next.
I'm alpine skier Michaela Schifrin. I've won the most World Cup ski races in history. But what does success mean to me? Success means discipline. It's teamwork. It's the drive and passion inside of us. And it's why Stifel is one of the fastest growing global wealth management firms in the country. If you're looking for success, surround yourself with the people who will get you there. If you're an advisor or investor, choose Stifel, where success meets success.
Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Here's Tommy Lahren.
Why did Biden and Democrat colleagues not just allow, not just invite, but incite the largest mass importation of people who hate us? Whether it was across the border, on a plane from Afghanistan, or through temporary protected status asylum programs, they did everything they could to ensure our nation was overrun. The question is why? Voters, demographic shakeup, the desire to destroy the nation and recreate it in their image? When they said importing the third world would make us stronger, they lied to you. When they said diversity is our strength, they lied to you. When they told you they vetted the diverse third world they brought over here, they lied to you. When your leaders import people who hate you, don't be surprised when they kill you.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Woosh, woosh.
All my friends
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
On News Talk STL.
All right, welcome home to 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. So there's so much stuff to talk. First of all, what a great piece of organic live radio happened just 15 minutes ago.
That was fun. That was just pure fun, man.
Tim Jones was still in here from the end of our conversation that we have with him every Wednesday. Nick Schroer walks in, and then these two powerhouses are all revved up about whatever the hell they got going to be coming up that could have national impact, which we need, Ken.
Right.
If it comes from two guys from Missouri, then so be it.
And these two are the ones who are on the offensive, and I love it. So it's great.
The other part that's not good, right? I look at Nick, and it's like I'm looking into a mirror 40 years ago, right? Black hair, black beard. And then I look at myself and like, oh, God. Guess who's playing Santa Claus at our party tomorrow night? Nick.
Vic Porcelli.
Nope, it's me. Yep, you're right. Okay, so let's talk about Mondami and Trump and their big Thanksgiving meeting. What really went on there? You know, what's going to happen with Mondani as mayor?
Well,
I almost said a bad word.
He is one of the leaders of the Democrat Socialist Party now.
Wait, isn't it embarrassing to be a Democrat right now?
It would
It's
be. It would
embarrassing.
be. I would never even imagine it, but it would be if I was.
And Todd Sheets has a great Substack, and he's also got a great book called 2008. What really happened? Todd, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be with you again.
I was going to say, I had a feeling we talked once
Oh, yeah.
before.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
I heard his voice. All right, so do you want to start with what really happened in 2008, or do you wait till the end of the interview for that?
I'm good with whatever you guys would prefer.
All right, let's talk about that. What really happened?
Yeah, so the key thing to understand is that, we had what I've called the long golden age of housing that basically lasted from the late 1800s into the late 1990s. And during that period, housing worked so well that it became the foundation of the American dream for most people. It was not only something people looked forward to after they got a career started from a lifestyle perspective, but they also kind of saw it as a cornerstone and one of the best investments that they could start their investing in portfolios with. And all of that changed beginning in 1998. And the reason that it changed was that because by the time of the mid-90s, the two government-sponsored housing enterprises, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, had become so large that for the first time ever, they could influence even a market as large as the national housing market. And they undertook a huge growth spurt beginning in that year with the approval of the Clinton administration and then later the Bush administration. And if you track the data, which I do in the book, that is the year that the housing bubble began, when housing prices all of a sudden started to escalate much more rapidly relative to inflation than they had over the prior century. And then the next big thing to understand is that then in the early 2000s, after the dot-com or the tech bubble collapsed, the Federal Reserve, in trying to keep that collapse from hurting the economy too much, drove interest rates down to historic lows. And when they did that in the midst of this already rapidly rising housing market, national housing market, they created another second national stimulus that was like pouring fuel on top of the fire. And that drove the second wave of the bubble, which lasted until 2006, when the Fed finally started trying to adjust its interest rates to more normal levels. And then what we see is the housing bubble slowing down in 2006, and then prices actually starting to collapse in 2007, which took us into the great financial crisis and then the Great Recession. So the takeaway is, we had markets that worked beautifully for 100 years until the federal government, in a very misguided attempt to spread the benefits of housing to a broader share of the population, started monkeying with it and that's what led us into the bubble and then the collapse.
This is so ridiculous, Todd. I mean, from the 1800s to the 1990s, we're talking about 190 years. Everything was fine. Everything was moving smoothly. And then the better technology got, the worse it got. How did we do that? Why did we do that? Not how, why? Why did we do that?
Yeah. So, I mean, you had this 100-year mindset that this is a no-lose proposition, housing. You can't lose money. There will never be a national boom or bust. There might be local or regional ones, but this whole mindset has set in by this time that we are immune to a national boom and bust like we see in other markets from time to time, like the stock market. And so that thinking, under Washington's oversight, came to be the idea, well, this is a can't miss thing for low to moderate income home buyers. So we are going to empower these two federally privileged housing agencies to push forward and expand this mission even further, because this is a can't miss way to help low and moderate income home buyers participate in and benefit from the American dream. And what they missed, what everybody missed, including the Clinton administration and the Bush administration, as I said, was that the rise and dominance of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac had changed the nature of the market. And when they doubled their growth rates beginning in 1998, and they started pushing so much more money into the system, that caused housing prices to take off in an unprecedented way. And then, as I said, the Fed, unaware of what was happening, they then made the mistake of compounding the problem in the early 2000s.
Boy, oh boy. I just, and let's also remember that before 1913, there was no income tax, and we were doing just great, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the saddest things out there. I mean, most of us have grown up, being taught that, the era before 1930 was the era of the robber baron and mass exploitation, and the depression of the 1930s was this obvious indicator the government and the brain trust of experts needed to step in and play a bigger role in the system. I have gone back and analyzed and studied this period, ad nauseum, and nothing could be further from the truth. It was the greatest period of upward mobility in the history of the world. All classes of society benefited from it. We were able to absorb the largest levels of immigration relative to the size of our population in the history of the world and bring people in as productive, contributing members of society who were able to make a much better life for themselves. And I could cite economic statistics, but we don't need them to know that that's true, because all we need to do is follow the footsteps of the people themselves. And the fact is, millions and millions of people already in America chose voluntarily to move from the farms to the cities and go to work in the industrial factories because they believed it was a better life for themselves. And tens of millions of immigrants from around the world came here with the same belief. And this didn't just happen for a few years and then they all realized they were getting fleeced, and so they went back to the farms or they went back home. They stayed and they brought their families to come participate in it with them. And that, as you said, during that period of time, we had no income tax. We had no Federal Reserve until 1913 also, which meant there was no federal institution to monkey around with the money supply. And the federal government consistently ran budget surpluses in peacetime or balanced budgets, and their spending was just 3% of GDP, about 1/7 or 1/8 of where it is today.
And we're talking with Todd Sheets. And Todd, okay, we hear a lot from young people today. I have two daughters in their early 20s, and they're questioning, well, will I ever be able to even buy a home ever again? What are some things that you can tell people that are listening who maybe aspire to buy a home within the next 5 or 10 years? Is it going to get better? Is it changing? Are we going to become a society where they be homeowners again?
Yeah, so this affordability issue is a very real thing. And I think the first thing that we have to do with people is we have to understand, where did this come from? And it comes from exactly the same things we were just talking about. Because we failed to learn the lessons of what really caused the housing bubble and the great financial crisis, when we get to the 2010s and housing prices are correcting back down towards what would bring them to affordable levels, which means that they're in line with the incomes of people trying to buy homes and interest rates. As that was happening, the Fed went back to the same playbook it ran in the early 2000s. It pushed interest rates to ultra low levels again. And what we see is, beginning in the early 2010s, as the Fed is doing that, instead of fully correcting, housing prices turn around and they start moving back up away from where they should be instead of towards where they should be. And then when the Biden administration comes in, even though the COVID downturn had ended by the time he took office, and they engage in this massive spending, we see another 50% increase in home prices, during those years of the Biden administration, along with the consumer price increases, which have created this affordability problem. So the big issue here is that all of this artificial manipulation of the system to try and make the economy look better than it really was or is, push prices out of line with incomes.
Yeah.
And that's something that's going to take a while for it to correct. There's no easy solution to that. You don't just, because people say, oh, well, inflation's under control now, it's not going up as fast as it was. That's true, but it's still going up at a rate that is on top of an affordability problem that hasn't been rolled back.
All right, Todd.
That's what we're dealing with.
We're up against the hard break. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk about half the stuff
you got to come
talk
back,
about.
Todd.
Yeah, come back and we'll dig deeper into that. But get Todd's book, What Really Happened in 2008. Todd Sheets, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
All right, so Kent, before we do Vic for Vets, I got a little something I want to read from the 1912.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
Timing.
Are you searching for an excellent new vehicle or a great deal on a used one? Then check out Tyler Trineri, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Tim Jones here to tell you what loyal Tyler Trineri customers already know. Every new vehicle and select used ones come with an exclusive lifetime warranty. And Tyler Trineri has a service department second to none. I should know. I've been a loyal and happy customer for years. For the best price, selection, and the amazing lifetime warranty, check out Tyler Trineri today, right off Interstate 44 in beautiful Pacific, Missouri. Online at TylerTrineri.com, TylerTrineri.com.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
Hey, it's Vic Porcelli here with our great friend Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management. Hi, Chris.
How are you, Vic?
I don't want to put anybody else down, but that when you go up and visit you at Serenity Wealth, your place looks like home.
So a lot of financial advisory offices, they have, the big mahogany desk or the big marble entryways and things like that. The stock market channel on the TV when you walk in the door, right? That doesn't really drive a good conversation. Good financial guidance and advice starts with a good conversation. People are nervous. People are afraid to talk about finances, right? And so you can see a little standoffish. Well, my objective is to try to have a good casual conversation. By having those conversations about life, goals, objectives, it's what makes me understand what our financials are supposed to fund.
So if somebody does want to have a good conversation, how do they do that? How do they find you?
Our website is the best way to do that because you can get all the information you need, understand where we are, get a little bit more information, all that. SerenityWealthNow.com.
Reach out to Chris and Stacy today at SerenityWealthNow.com.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors, LLC. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump tried to flip the script last night when he held a rally in Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, repeatedly dismissing the focus on affordability as a hoax by Democrats, a con job, he says, to cover up for the fact that prices went up dramatically during President Biden's administration. But now he says he's trying to lower those prices.
We're bringing those prices down rapidly, lower prices, bigger paychecks. You're getting lower prices, bigger paychecks. We're getting inflation. We're crushing it. And you're getting much higher wages.
And the president's speech on the economy did turn into a campaign-style event as he looks ahead to the 2026 midterms.
Speaking to a Pennsylvania audience, the president blamed Democrats for inflation and insisted prices were coming down. But he soon began weaving from topic to topic. The president's speech was peppered with profanity, and he ranted against immigrants from third-world countries.
Somalia. Places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime.
It was the first of upcoming regularly scheduled events that his White House chief of staff said the president would hold ahead of next year's midterms. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Defense Secretary Hegseth provided a classified briefing to congressional leaders about that September strike on a boat in the Caribbean.
Senator Mark Warner among those asking for the release of the full video of the attack.
Up to and including the second strike.
Hegseth says he's still weighing that.
Senate Republicans have a plan to get past those Obamacare subsidies.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune announced Tuesday that Republicans had coalesced around a proposal from Senators Bill Cassidy of Florida, who chairs the Senate Health Panel, and Mike Crapo of Idaho, who chairs the Senate Finance Committee, to counter Democrats' legislation. The Senate is set to vote on the dueling proposals on Thursday. Thune said Cassidy and Crapo's plan was given a thumbs up by the majority of Republicans during the conference's closed-door meeting.
That is Bernie Bennett, more from Town Hall.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
This December 13th, join Wreaths Across America at Belle Reve Gardens Cemetery as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Help us lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our fallen heroes. Sponsor a wreath, volunteer, or bring your family to this meaningful tribute to our veterans, because every hero deserves to be remembered. Learn more and sponsor a wreath. Visit NewstalkSTL.com.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy. Best Buy Flooring.
Hungry for the best steak you'll ever have? Head to the heart of Moscow Mills and discover Harry J's, a local landmark and family-owned steakhouse, serving up excellence since '98. From mouth-watering appetizers to decadent desserts, Harry J's has something for everyone. Enjoy our extensive bar selection while soaking in our friendly family atmosphere. Whether dine in or carry out, your meal is prepared to perfection. Make the drive to 300 Main Street and treat yourself to a taste of Moscow Mills' finest. Harry J's, more than a steakhouse. We're a tradition.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, before we get into our final hour here, I wanted to fit this in with Todd Sheets, but there just was no time. When I asked him I always ask everybody about no income tax prior to 1913. We were doing just fine, right?
Yeah.
So in 1912, J.P. Morgan, who owned White Star Line, which owned the Titanic.
My grandfather actually came over on the White Star Line.
And
Carpathia.
And J.P. Morgan wanted a banking system, and a proposal for a National Reserve Association. Vehement opposers of that, John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, who all three were on the Titanic and went down with the ship.
Wow.
What do you think about that? And J.P. Morgan was supposed to be at the Titanic. He was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to go. Ship went down. We got the Fed Reserve, which we don't need. And now we pay income tax.
Oh, my God, Vic.
How about that? Sons of bitches. They're all sons of bitches, Ken.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
There's a brand new conspiracy for me now.
Maybe we'll dig in a little further someday on that.
Yeah.
On the Titanic and all that. Okay. It is time for Vic for Vets. Today's vet submitted by listener R-Sav. R-Sav. And our honored veteran is David Lee Wagner, Technical Sergeant, 21st TACAL.
Yeah, TAC.
TAC. What's the next one? ALFT.
Airlift.
Ah, so stupid.
Technical Airlift.
Technical Airlift Squadron. Got that one. 374th TAC Airlift Wing. 7th Air Force, I guess. United States Air Force, Warner Robins, Georgia, June 28, 1940 to May 1972. During his service in the Vietnam War, Air Force Technical Sergeant Wagner was reported missing and ultimately declared dead on May 17, 1972. Recorded circumstances attributed to hostile, died while missing, air loss crash, fixed wing, crew incident, South Vietnam, Kon Tum province. So not only did his family lose him, but they never got him back.
Right.
It's the worst. But thank you for your service. And we appreciate you. And thank you for sending this in. Vic for Vets, honored veterans on News Talk STL would not be possible without the support of Alamo Military Collectibles, Monocle's Pizza. And we want to welcome our newest supporter, the great Gemini Wealth Group. So thank you so much. And that is Vic for Vets. All right.
From the county of St. Louis.
Crime issues, economic development.
This is Mark Harder.
2.5 months ago, the county executive handed us a budget with an $80 million projected gap of income and expenses. In the words of government, this is known as an illegal budget. His only solution was to raid our reserves, the little we have, in the Rams settlement fund and push through brand new taxes on the very people already struggling to pay their bills. That is not only an unsustainable solution, it is a dereliction of duty, his duty.
Okay.
This isn't leadership.
Illegal budget. That's fighting words. Good morning, Mark.
How you doing?
How are you?
Well, we're in a fight. This is a fight.
So what's his solution besides
he has no solution.
Taxes is it?
That's the problem. He has no solutions. He never sat across the table with us and tried to come up with a solution, which we were always encouraging him and people in his administration to do. We had to fight this thing, and we're not experts at this. He's got all the firepower, and it's just gone silent. And so he proposes things, and then he starts a narrative that we're going to, people are going to die, and, police are not going to show up, and he tells all this kind of stuff. And it's so far from the truth. It's unbelievable. What we're trying to do is take the money we already have, repackage it in different places where it needs to be spent, and cut it from places that's being wasted. And so, in trying to balance this at the same time. So we're trying to do a bunch of things all at once. We were supposed to have it all put together last night, and we got down to 4 different funds that we're working on, and we just ran out of time. So we're going to be dealing with it next week, and we'll have better numbers for the community to show what the new budget's going to look like.
You know, Vic, it sounds to me like Sam Page would be a great candidate for either fake news or that's crap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yep.
So, I'm so confused. I really am. Illegal budget, which is what you said. I saw a guy on TV said at this rate, the county will be out of money. Zero money.
2027.
Out of money.
Out of money to spend any of our reserves on anything. We won't have reserves so we will have to live within our means after 27, which means we can only spend what we have coming in, period.
So,
and we haven't been living that way for a while.
The Rams money, 100 million, let's just say 100 million.
Well, it's down to 50 million. It's what's in the bank that hasn't been spent.
So the interest, 8 million a year,
roughly
8 million. You know, if they had it in there long enough, 8 times, 4 is 32 million right there. I mean, why couldn't they just do it with the interest?
We've already.
That's not as fun as taxing people, is it?
Yeah, well, but even that,
Right.
The hole is so large. Even if we emptied that fund, it would only buy us 1 year. So, I mean, think about it like your own family. You have limited income coming in. You have a job. You're making X, but your expenses are way off, and you got a little savings account. So you either pay for your cable bill out of your savings account, or you get rid of cable. And so these are decisions you make. People make in their home every day. And what we've been doing is paying the cable bill and other things and trips and everything else out of the savings, and not increasing our income, nor managing the expenses we have. We just keep piling on. So that's what we're in. That's the crisis we're in. And the other thing is that people say, well, how did we get here so fast? Well, it's been about 10 years on making, but it's started to snowball in the last couple of years since COVID. And so what's happened is the cost of government is expensive. As I tell other reporters, it's like a app running in the background. It's out there. You're looking, you're thinking, why is my computer doing this goofy thing? And you don't realize that there's something running, maybe a virus or something in the background that's driving what you're seeing on your screen. That's kind of what government happening. We have antiquated work rules of how we can hire and fire people. That leads to poor productivity. We have antiquated ways of spending the money and how we bid money out there for jobs, big jobs. Again, it drives the inflation. It's almost a built-in inflation factor, plus the normal inflation that we have just doing business in this community. So you keep compounding that against the numbers that we're dealing with, and our revenue, which is sales tax, has not kept up. People are switching. They're buying from bricks and mortar stores to internet, which we get zero from the internet on a tax. So all these pressures are happening all at the same time, and that's how we get to $80 million deficit.
Okay, Vic and I talked about the deck that my wife and I finally were able to build in our backyard. For 10 years, we strapped. We didn't do anything. We had to save, and it was painful to be able to do that. And then also the fact that we didn't have a deck to enjoy.
Right.
Well, we did that because we couldn't afford it.
Right.
So what is the result here? So, okay, I know we don't have money at some point. What is going to have to be cut? Because something has got to be cut, and everybody's going to complain. They're going to bitch about it. Somebody's going to.
Right.
But Mark, it doesn't matter. It's even if they complain, it's got to be cut, right? I mean, stuff's going to be cut.
And we're probably going to have to cut more next year. So as I told people, we can either hit the wall in 27 at 100 miles an hour, or we can hit it at 30 miles an hour. That's kind of what we're doing. We're trying to speed this car down, and buy another year, buy another whatever. But we've got to change the way we do things. Right. And that's the hardest part. That's turning the Titanic away from the iceberg. And that's the hardest part of this. everybody sees the iceberg. In the case of St. Louis County, our captain is asleep right now. And so everybody's screaming, you know, we got an iceberg, but it's not moving. And that's what we got to do is move this ship left or right to get around that iceberg.
Now, here's the thing about Ken's point, which is brilliant. A normal couple, Ken and Caddy Williams, always wanted a deck.
Always wanted to.
But we couldn't do it, couldn't afford it. You know, there's certain things the county doesn't need and can't afford. Do we really need, as a county, to run an animal shelter? I don't think we do.
Right.
Sell it.
Right. No, and these are the kind of things we're looking at. We have 3 health clinics, okay? We have one in Berkeley, one in Pine Lawn, and one in South County. Those clinics, and now when those clinics went into service years ago, 20, 30 years ago, there wasn't a lot of medical, you know, there wasn't a doc in a box on every corner. Now there is. So why are we still in this business of running health clinics, which are very expensive to staff, to insure, to maintain, and everything else? Why are we still in that business? St. Louis County used to run a hospital, okay, prior to about 85 or 89. Wow. We used to, and that's where, if you know where Enterprise office is in Clayton, that used to be the county hospital property.
Was that a
full service hospital?
Well, no, I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Not my question.
Okay.
What I was going to ask was, is that a for-profit or non-for-profit hospital?
It was it was run by the government. St. Louis County ran it. It was for people that didn't have insurance. But guess what? Now we all have insurance. There's a hospital on almost every corner, at least in every neighborhood. They weren't that prevalent at that time. So there was a need, but that need gradually went away. That's where we are with the health department right now. Our health department budget is $20 million in the red projected. Okay. So one of the proposals that we're working on is closing or defunding some or all of those health clinics in concert with the rest of the expenditures in that department. So we're going to have to get out eventually, I believe. This is me talking. We're going to basically have to get out of that business. Just like the dog shelter, we're going to probably have to get out of that business at some point in time to reduce those costs.
I know that there are going to be a lot of people who get their leaves done that aren't going to get their leaves done. They shouldn't.
Well, we don't do leaves in St. Louis County.
Oh, you don't do them?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you did.
No wonder all those leaves are on Ken's lawn.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly,
I know we didn't get
But
them.
if we did, that would probably be the first thing gone.
I think
Right.
I think what Ken is saying, though, okay, is it hurts. Cuts hurt.
They do.
People lose jobs. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I've been there. You've been there.
Oh, many
Matter
times.
of fact, the Porcelli family, Jessica and I were both there at the same time.
Yeah.
We were both out of work at the same time.
Caddy and I were for a very short time like that.
So that's the kind of thing that a really rich county executive might not be able to comprehend.
Well, and we've done everything we can so far. We're going to minimize, if not total eliminate, anybody losing their job. We're trying to cut in other areas first. And so people may be doing a different job than they're used to, but they'll have a job.
Okay.
And they may not get their raise when they thought they would.
Better than
nothing. It's better than nothing.
Better than zero.
What about
And
all the
so-
freebies, the free hospitalization stuff, the free hospital stuff? I mean, there's got to be a lot of money there.
Well, those are our benefit packages, and those have to be renegotiated.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you mentioned
Berkeley.
the health
the health clinics.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
a lot of people going in there for free, right?
Oh yeah, and they're set up to be free, but they're set up to come in for immunization, flu shots, STD stuff.
You can do that.
You can do that pretty much anywhere.
Walgreens now.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
No, my
Right.
point is when I went into when I was doing cakes, after I got unemployed, I had to get the shot for the Hep A or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You have it's a requirement, and so I had to go to the Lindbergh location.
Right.
From the health clinic. They can do that at any urgent care now.
Right, and that's the thing.
Or Walgreens. You can go in and get your shot at Walgreens.
Right.
So
and I understand some of these neighborhoods are in need of help, right? Pine Lawn and Berkeley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. But South County, maybe not. I hate to say that.
Well, and so it's providing a service to people that are not insured, but almost everybody, 95% of the people out there have some type of insurance, whether it's Obamacare or it's Medicare or Medicaid. There is insurance out there. And so, and there's vouchers and there's other things. So maybe we go to a voucher program instead of operating a bricks and mortar place. If somebody needs to get their hearing checked or their eyes checked or something like that, maybe we do a voucher with a partnership with Mercy or somebody where they can get it done, probably a lot cheaper, and we don't have to staff another bricks and mortar place and maintain it and hire people and all that kind of stuff. So the problem is that there's other ideas out there. We've got an administration that doesn't want to hear some of these ideas.
That's your problem, right?
Right. And that's why we've been trying to work with this administration to think out of the box and to come up with different ways of delivering the same service to the same people, but in a different way. That's less costly.
I may have asked you this question before. It may seem like an ignorant question, but bear with me. Is there an impeachment process for a county executive?
No, it's called the election box.
That is crap.
But that's next year.
So if you're the worst county executive ever, you get to float through till the next election.
Now, if you're convicted of a felony, you can be removed from office.
Is anything he's done a felony?
Not yet.
Well, he's under investigation.
It's right.
I said not yet.
Aha! All right, Mark Harder. Always good to see you.
Got a big show this weekend.
Yeah. What time again? 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock on Sunday.
Insider
with Mark Harder. And today's Sunday show, we will have Chris Howard, who is our budget coordinator. He'll be on to explain this situation and how we got here. We will also have State Representative Phil Olerking, who will be on to talk about some bills he's pre-filing in the legislature for this coming year. And then I have a nice lady that is going to join us, and she is with the Friends of Kids with Cancer, and she will be with us to talk about her group and what they do and what they're doing in our community. So it's a full show.
Fantastic. Mark Harder, St. Louis County Council, host of The Insider, Sundays, 5 o'clock. And every once in a while, Mark likes to dance to the music, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Why do I not believe that?
Yeah, he does, actually.
Chat Box is next on News Talk STL.
Woosh, woosh.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show
Get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem.
on News Talk STL.
This app is absolutely fantastic. Yes, I listen on my phone.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
It is awesome.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere.
Hey, folks, Jamie Allman here for Newstedter's Fine Jewelry right there at Doherty Ferry and Big Bend. WowDiamonds.com. It's Wow Diamonds for a reason. These are beautiful lab-grown diamonds. They are gorgeous. They will blind you when you walk in and see them, but that's a good thing. Great engagement sets, wedding sets, all these beautiful God-created gems, sapphires, rubies, you name it, garnets, and also all the gold you need, and the famous bull of a watch, WowDiamonds.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Louis Gohmert, he's a former congressman.
Bob Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
Pitching for the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series. And so I snuck my transistor radio in my shirt and had the little earpiece into my ear and tried to keep my head turned where the teacher wouldn't see, but was listening to the World Series in class.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
This is Larry Connors, and my favorite sandwich at Capriotti's is a Philly cheesesteak with peppers, sweet peppers, but sometimes hot peppers. I love Capriotti's, and so will you.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
This is News 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton, and we're proud to be the official winter weather source for NewstalkSTL. The First Alert Weather Team is working hard to keep you ahead of the big weather changes and help you plan your day. So stay connected this winter with Channel 4 and NewstalkSTL.
Woosh, woosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
My focus is just stay focused.
On Newstalk STL.
All right, our conservative Christmas stocking stuffer giveaway is underway. A little early. I wonder why that is. Is that my fault? It's my fault.
It's okay.
Thousands of dollars in prizes. Just go to newstalkstl.com, fill out the little form there, and you could win a $500 gift certificate to Newstetter's Fine Jewelry. Wow, diamonds.com. Gift cards from Havana 1961 Restaurant, Trolley Stop Bakery, Whistle Pig Outdoors, Gulf Shores Restaurant, Grill, Small Cakes, Cupcakery, all at our website, newstalkstl.com. Ken, this is the biggest breaking news of all breaking news. Our country has been renamed by a guy who was probably there with Columbus in 1492. It's Joe Biden, and listen to the new name of our country.
We're the United States of America.
You got that?
We're the United States of America.
First of all, it's not united anymore. It's United. Listen to the first word.
We're the United States.
United
States of America.
States of America.
The hell, Ken?
What happened?
What
of America?
The hell? So he's reading a teleprompter, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So
for sure.
My guess is that the teleprompter said, "We are the United States of America." Got it?
Oh, that's it. That's what happened.
But they didn't put the space in between America and got it. So, Joe says, well, that might be the new name of the country. I don't know. America got it. Do it one more time.
America got it.
America.
We're the United States of America.
States of America got it.
You have to hold your nose when you do it, though. We're the United States of America got it.
We're the United States of America.
That's what he may be doing for all we know.
That's about right.
All right. God. Holy cow. I can't believe he. All right. Good morning, fam bam. Happy Woosh Woosh Wednesday. Thank you, Kathleen. She says we're a fam bam of
Woosh,
Eagles. No
woosh.
jive turkeys here. Jive turkey don't know nothing anyhow. Trump don't want no help. Trump don't get no help. Happy birthday to every child.
Doggy doggy, man. It sure is hot out there.
Barbara says, good morning, freedom fighting thickheads. Whoosh, whoosh, baby. It's cold outside.
It is.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Scotty Downey. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic heads. Have a great day, everyone. Big game Saturday. Go Navy, beat Army.
Thank you, Navy Chief.
Yeah. Good morning, freedom fighters. Calvin Whitaker. We love Calvin Whitaker.
Hey, Calvin.
Calvin was the guy who told us about a veteran who had nobody to represent him at a funeral at Jefferson Barracks. We asked, could a few bikers just drive up and represent for him? And hundreds of bikers showed up. So
awesome.
We love the bikers. God's sakes, we love the bikers. Okay, over to Rumble we go. 101 straight up says, foist.
Weird how?
Weird.
That's not weird enough. He's not first. He's foist.
Foist.
Like he's saying it in Brooklyn. Foist. Like Claudia Scheinbaum. Good morning, Vic and Ken. Thanks so much. Ed was deuce. He means second, right?
I'm not sure.
Because he's got a little emoji there.
So he's saying he's deuce?
Yeah, he's not deuce.
Good morning, St. Boss.
We love him. Didn't want to be first on my return from vacation. That would be selfish.
That's true.
Because all week he's been on vacation.
All fresh and ready to go, and he's first? Nah.
We haven't had a pledge of allegiance to finance America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President, work the midterms and don't let up. Fight, fight, fight. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump.
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Good morning, all you beautiful mega ultra patriotic deplorable garbage and degenerate fighting good weirdos. Whoosh whoosh.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
So
Whoosh. Whoosh.
It's a windy, dry hump day. You got anything for that?
It really is a windy.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
Dry yet windy. Hi, Ken. Miss me? Oh, hi, Vic. Hi, Ken. Miss me? Business manager of the Vic Porcelli Show, Union Local 1019-94.1, checking in today.
Hey, Vic Porcelli Show chatboxers. This is Ed Stoit. Just reminding you to hit the like button. Would it kill you? It is the union rules.
It's part of the union rules and dues.
Right.
Would it kill you to hit the like button? And by the way, it's the International Brotherhood of Chatboxers, Local 1019 and 94.1.
Right.
Not to be confused with Local 12, Villains, Thieves, and Scoundrels Union. Good cold morning, folks. From Allison. I qualify for some 55 to 60 plus senior discounts, but I just can't get myself to ask for them. I know I'd save money, but it's a psychological barrier. Let me make it even worse. I don't even think about it. Can I have my senior citizen discount, please?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Look at me.
I might.
Look at me. Do I look like I'm over 65?
No, Vic. Not at all. You're...
No, this time you're the other way.
Oh.
Yes, Vic.
Yeah, Vic.
So where's my discount?
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
I got you.
And it's funny, at Walgreens, when you buy cigarettes, you have to show them your ID, even if you're 100 years old. You got to show ID.
Right.
And Ken, I can't keep my mouth shut. You know that. And whenever that happens and they want to see my ID, I always say, it's because I look so young, right?
No.
Well, we have to, card everyone. Okay, I get it. It's a joke.
Hello.
My God. Hi, Allison. Hi, Ed. Morning, Ed Stoit. Ken, I never used to take up any offers for veterans. My wife convinced me to do so, especially after I reached full retirement age and started getting senior discounts. I'll take anything I can get now.
You got that right, man.
If they're going to give it, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
Hiya, everybody.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, grandkid Grasser. Good to see you. Range West, for example, I believe that's the one in Baldwin near where I live.
Oh, yeah.
Has great military/veteran/first responder discounts. Well, I don't get those. But you guys take advantage of that. A check boxer's happiness is priceless on the Vic Porcelli Show.
Because he's a mensch.
Everybody has to say it exactly like that now. You know, a chat boxer's happiness is priceless, especially on the Vic Porcelli Show.
That's good.
Coyote says Rush used to play these types of montages to show you just how mainstream media coordinates the propaganda to ensure everyone is on the same page. I call it parrot propaganda press. I get it. Totally. But when it's something and I'm not saying a kid's happiness is insignificant.
I totally know what you're going to say here.
What I'm saying is the importance of a kid's happiness or World War III. There's a big gap there, you know?
Yes. However, it's the delivery that's the most important thing.
And that's the funniest.
And the funniest. But that's the reason why you played it. And that's the reason why Rush played it, is to make us aware of actually what's going on behind the scenes.
And the phoniness, the fake, the phony, the fraud. The one guy's like, a child's happiness is precious. Especially on his birthday.
And then you got to talk like this, like you're from the 20s or 30s.
If it were then, that's what they do.
Everybody.
Newsflash, a child's happiness is priceless, especially on his birthday. Back to you.
News at 10. Update at 10.
Film at 11.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Or Pravda, weapons of dictatorships. Oh, that's in response to the parrot propaganda press. We make no secret of it. Broadcasting belongs to us, no one else, and we will place broadcasting in the service of our ideas, and no other idea will be given a chance to speak. You know who said that, Ken?
Who?
Joseph Goebbels.
Wow.
The whole thought process of the eco-terrorist greenies is a tax scam. Eat the rich, Robin Hood, leftist bull.
Yeah.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
And that's a good point to bring up there. Goebbels was one of the very top people.
He was head of propaganda.
He was given that position because of propaganda. That's the importance of this.
And he was a weirdo.
Oh, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
He was an absolute weirdo. Is it gray day today? I like when Vic and Ken color coordinate their attire for a day. Ken's is for the Humane Society who saves animals. Vic's is for the barbecue that eats them. I had an all-original 68 Dodge Dart, I guess, that got 30-plus miles per gallon. All those fancy cool toys and bells and whistles drivers love so much. They suck power. Fuel. Tim equals Tim Jones. Yeah. Joe Zerfla. Joe Zerfla. Always on point. Yes, he is. He's just, the points are just very long. When the speaker goes, you got to jump in there.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to say anything.
He's just got a lot to say, man.
That's why he's the speaker.
Right.
Also, the ICE internal combustion engine is still only around 50% efficient. With steady growth in technology, growing that number by the day.
Well, I think I've mentioned this before. Back in 97, we bought a brand new Cavalier. Okay, this was a special Cavalier. It was lower in profile. It was like real sporty, Vic. It was a stick shift. I loved it. And it on the sticker, on the window, it said 40 miles to the gallon back in 1997. I would have thought that by now, this many 30 years later, pretty much, that we'd have 50 miles per gallon.
Do you think you get better mileage with a manual transmission than an automatic transmission?
Probably. Oh, yeah, I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I like my manual transmission.
I
got to tell you.
love that Cavalier, man. It was black. Had a sunroof. I loved it.
Chicks dug it, right? Is that before you were married?
No. This is my wife's and my first new car.
Sorry.
It's our very first new car.
Hey, Vic, we drove past Uranus just last week. I didn't even feel it when you went on by. Vic,
the signage I loved. I love the signage.
Absolutely.
It's great.
So much fun. Vic, Branko's tune is good. Tune, T-O-O-N, is good today, his cartoon.
Yeah, I think I saw it. What does it refer to, Vic?
Well, it's like any Branko cartoon. It tells such a great story. You got a guy with a full thing overhead, mask, everything. And his shirt did say Radical Islam. Now radical is crossed down just as Islam. Because there's no radical Islam. They're all the same. They're all radical.
Such a great point.
Then, coming to a country near you, that's crossed out. And underneath it says, it's here.
There you go.
And then you got kids with their sweatshirts on that if you look at their backs, it says coexist. You know the coexist things on the bumpers?
Right.
And they're all dead because the Islam guy killed them.
Oh, what a message.
He's the best. He is, I swear to God, he is the best cartoonist in the land. DLW 7th. Where you been, man? Tim said it. Woosh, whoosh. What's your problem
Whoosh,
over there?
whoosh.
It was broken.
Kennedy signed an order to dismantle the Fed, and 7 days later he was gone. How about that? Can anyone?
That whole thing about the Titanic that you mentioned earlier is still got me wondering.
We'll run through it again very quickly when we're done here.
Okay.
Don't surprise me. Did the county need to change the logo? Did the county need to change the logo to that crap that they have now?
No, I don't think so.
You love the county.
I loved it when he was when Mark was showing me the video from last night. The logo's in the back.
The old one.
The old one.
And
I go, look at that, Mark, because I know
we should get a refund. I'd be of the opinion that many Illinois politicians are training the ones in St. Louis County, etc. I wouldn't put it by them to have groomers, political groomers.
Because you'd be in jail.
Running late on the feed, but I did get touched all over by a TSA person. Heading on to warm Orlando for 3 weeks. Oh, you bitch. I will listen on my phone because it's like a radio. Whoosh, whoosh Wednesday. Thank you, Duke. We appreciate it. You know we love you, Duke.
Whoosh.
We love you. The way myself and my wife, Edna Stoit, Ed's wife's name is Edna. Edna Stoit. Had a relaxing vacation. Everything democratic. Nincompoop, as is. Say the opposite is true. Buongiorno della Gabba Woosh. 2 whooshes.
Shut up.
Sexy hoodie,
Whoosh,
Vic. I
whoosh.
get it. All right. That's it with that. Very quickly, before we go, I'll just reiterate this because I didn't know this until a little while ago. J.P. Morgan, I mean, we know that's one of the richest guys who ever lived, right?
Right.
He owned White Star Line, the line that operated the Titanic, and as you mentioned, the Carpathia,
right,
which is where the survivors of the Titanic were brought to.
Yes.
They went on to the Carpathia, and J.P. Morgan wanted, and he had a push for a centralized banking system. He and other bankers met secretly to draft a proposal for the National Reserve Association, a precursor to the Federal Reserve. People who were steadfastly against that, John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, all three who were on the Titanic when it went down, and they all died, and so did their voices to not have a Federal Reserve. And J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on the boat on the Titanic.
That's crazy.
Last minute, he's like, "Nah, it's okay, suckers."
Shut up. Shut your face.
Yeah, the lack of respect here. Hey, it's Cuban Sandwich Wednesday. Maria Ruhl from Havana 1961 is here. She's next on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken. Ken can recite the alphabet backwards. Vic can recite the alphabet forwards. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Woosh, whoosh.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
President Zelensky now refusing to agree to any peace deal that gives up any land to Russia. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Darren Gobb analyzes and explains at 5:20.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Winter's coming fast. Is your furnace ready? Johnson Heating and Cooling is here to help. Get our complete furnace checkup for just $99. We'll check for gas leaks, inspect electrical connections, and examine your flue to keep your family safe and warm. We service all brands of equipment, and we're fully licensed and insured. From furnace maintenance to air conditioning service, new installations to repairs. Call 636-332-4141 or visit johnson-heatingandcooling.com.
JC's Wayback Machine.
This week, it's more stuff from my exclusive Christmas library, including a hilarious interview with Harry Connick Jr.
Number one, if you could not sing ever again when I'm talking. Okay, wow. I thought we established that.
Wow. Plus, great tunes from the 90s, 80s, and 70s. Nobody in St. Louis radio is doing what we're doing, and it's all brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9, News Talk STL.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. 800-515-2380. That's 800-515-2380.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I'm going to grab a bite to eat. You want like a sandwich or something?
What kind of sandwich ain't too fattening?
I have a sandwich.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. Our final segment today with two great friends, Maria Ruhl and James, right? Your name is James?
Yes, yes.
From Havana 1961 restaurant. Welcome back to both of you, Maria.
Thank you, guys.
I'm good. Thank you very much.
James, how you doing, baby?
I'm all right. Doing good.
You know, I know that when you come in here, James, you are come in with both barrels ready to go. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes right now to say what's ever on your mind. Go.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say
I didn't say forever.
How are you guys? How did you guys survive Thanksgiving? Everything was good on Thanksgiving?
We had a unique experience that I have never eaten a Thanksgiving dinner not in my house since we've lived there for 30 years.
Okay.
And I had to go to somebody else's house.
Okay.
I don't like
that's
I every Thanksgiving I do go to someone else's house, but
Yeah.
it's funny because we're a family restaurant, we're family, all that good stuff. Me and my son go to my mother's house. We're there 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, we eat. As soon as we eat, we look at each other. We give us the nod. We say we love you, and we leave.
Why is that?
Because we see each other every single
Well,
day.
I guess that's true.
The only reason we go there is because she's a heck of a cook, and there's nothing special on Thanksgiving. You know, a lot of people ask us, "What do you guys make special Cuban?" Well, no, nothing.
No, there's no Cuban thing for Thanksgiving.
What people don't understand, my mom, not only the Cuban is just the forte, but you put her in the kitchen, Italian food. American food. It doesn't matter what food it is. Literally, she makes it so much better. So
see, that's where you would have had to step on my mother, because my mom, great Italian food, American food, not so much.
Since we're talking about food, I don't think you know this yet. I got an email the other day. They want me to come to New York to be on a cooking show. An up and coming cooking show.
Okay.
I can't say the name of it.
Why?
Because I'm not allowed.
All right, whatever.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we just did a cooking show yesterday with Monica Adams. And then she did one on Fox 2 that also came out. So I mean, yeah, mom's out there. Mom's doing her thing.
Yeah,
So
we used to work with Monica.
Oh, that's awesome.
You already did it, or you're gonna do it?
We did it.
What, Monica? Yesterday.
Let's keep the show clean, okay? So how was the experience? Don't you have relatives there?
I do have.
Did you get
relatives
to
there.
visit them?
No, I haven't gone yet.
Oh.
They just informed me that, hey, do you want to be on here? It's something versus the Latinos. You know,
Love it.
the Cuban, Guatemalan type food.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
great.
So Spanish versus Spanish. I know nothing of this.
That'll be something to watch, though. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So I can't say nothing because it's all in pre.
I think you said too much.
No, I didn't.
I already love the concept. I do. A lot of people don't know Cuban food. They just don't.
Yeah,
I mean, they you Mexican is the food they know.
Oh no, you got to tell them the story about the burrito.
Oh, okay. So I just had a customer give us a bad review, and the first thing she said was the building smelled. I said, okay, well, the building's from 1870. I apologize. And we're cooking food. I got beef cooking. I've got pork cooking. I've got chicken cooking. I've got everything cooking with a whole bunch of different spices. I'm sorry. Then she ordered the burrito, and she's like, they didn't come with any sauce. It just didn't come with any sauce. They didn't put sauce on it. They didn't put. I don't douse queso all over my burrito. I don't. I want you to taste what's inside of it. And then, of course, I offended her because I replied to some of my reviews, and she called my sister an oddball. My sister's autistic.
Yeah.
And so
this person's just
right
disqualified.
Well, here's the funny thing about it, and anyone could go on my Yelp and Google and see it. It's one of my last bad review. But if you look at her reviews on Yelp, there's no 4-star, 5 stars. It's all 3 2s and 1s. I don't think that person can be impressed by any restaurant.
Something funny about all this, she came in last night and took takeout.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
So there is room to sit and eat there if you want. Is that it?
I can sit 60 plus people there.
How many?
60 plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this building's been there since 1870.
1870. Listen, that building's been a firehouse. It's been a brothel. It's been
funeral home.
They sold empanadas. They've dead bodies.
All kinds of stuff. It's been a lot.
Before us, it was a wine bar that did like those mystery room or not mystery room, mystery show kind of dinners. Yeah.
I think whatever person reads the Yelp review that woman put out, they need to think about what you just said, Maria, and the fact that woman came back and got takeout and you knew it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
My wife, when she's reading reviews, the first thing she does to see what else did you give other people reviews for.
Yeah.
And if they're a bitch, they do 1, 2s, and 3s. All right. So my other thing is, and this is just a little bit of a long story, but I'm telling. A while ago, 20 years ago or so, I took a class at the adult school at Kirkwood for speaking Italian. Because I don't speak Italian. I'm so ashamed. I'm sure you speak Spanish, right?
I wish I spoke more. I can understand it. Oh
Yeah.
man, they can talk to me and I understand majority of it. But
I'm
speaking
so
not as
ashamed.
well.
I'm ashamed that I don't.
I
speak
also don't
Italian.
agree. I also am ashamed of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went to take this class, and I still remember the teacher's name. His name was Arturo Brunetti, and he taught the class. And the things that bothered him, he would not teach us sometimes. He would just tell stories. Americans cook their pasta too long. It's too mushy, al dente, to the teeth. You're supposed to actually, feel it. And then you don't douse the pasta with sauce.
Yeah.
And that's why you guys are smart.
Yeah.
And traditional and authentic. Right, Maria?
Yeah. If you go to Italy, their sauces are nothing like ours. It's very light sauce, like tomato sauce with some basil, And that's it.
You should see the
Tomatoes in it.
pizzas. The pizzas in Italy, what they're
Yeah.
just it's just sauce with like
Nothing
little
like
circles
here.
of cheese.
Yeah.
It's nothing like what they do in America.
All right. So I have a question that I should have asked you last time, and I thought about it actually after you left last time. The restaurants in St. Peter's, is there a Cuban community in St. Peter's, or are they all Mexicans coming in?
No, there's a big Cuban community that we didn't know about.
I wouldn't say St. Peter's, but in St. Louis area, St. Charles, all that.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, in that area, St. Charles, St. Peter's,
Yeah,
Wentzville. There's a lot in Wentzville too.
Especially when we first opened, we had a lot of people come in, and the first thing they would ask, and you never know that they're Cuban. That's they speak such American so well, and they'd ask, "Oh, what's 1961 mean?" And I tell them, it's my mother when she was born in Havana. And that's when they go, "Ay, mira, okay." And then they say, "I was also born in 61, or I was born in 63 from, this place or this place or this place." So yeah, in the beginning, especially a lot. The network, I guess, to see if they all are related to each other.
There's such a deficit of Cuban cuisine in St. Louis and the region. We had a listener from South County go all the way out there.
Wow.
And they loved it. They said it was different. They'd never been.
Yeah.
But now they're fans, and I think it's really
I know
kind of
who
a
you're
goal.
talking about because he kept praising you guys. Like he listens to you every single morning.
awesome.
Like he's like, yeah,
Awesome.
he loves you guys. He was like,
Thank you so
I'm going to
much.
let them know that I was here.
Well, he loved your food. So,
Yeah.
So the Cuban community, they come in, they eat, they taste the authenticity, right?
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that what's so important to? Because I wouldn't know.
No,
I wouldn't know an authentic Cuban sandwich from.
That's where we said your wife reads reviews. That's where you actually should look at the reviews, because you'll see a lot of people on there that either are from Miami, Cuban,
Yeah.
that they say our food is better than down there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. I mean, it's not just one or two. There's so many reviews like that.
And in May, we're going to Tampa to a competition.
Yeah,
on Cuban
I
food.
think it's in April, or it might be early
April.
May, but in Tampa they have the best Cuban sandwich every year. They've done this, I think, 6-7 years, and I've been begging her to do this for the last 6-7 years.
Now, wait a minute. You're okay. So you're from St. Louis. You're going down to the main place.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's
for
the
this
whole
type
point.
of cuisine. My daughter, she's a national park ranger. She was up in Zion. Now she's down in the Everglades. She's like literally probably 20 miles from Miami. And she goes, the food is amazing down there.
Yeah.
I'm
So you guys are
willing-
going to be right in
I'm
that.
willing to put my sandwich on the
competing.
line.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to let
100%.
us know how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, we will definitely. We will definitely.
I said this to you last time you were in. I don't want to spend too much time on it now, but I'm addicted to Dexter. I watched Dexter and all those Miami scenes, little Havana, the Cuban music and the Cuban dancing. I love it. Absolutely love it. So let me ask you this about the Cuban community in St. Louis. They're not voting Democrat, are they?
That's a tough thing to answer, honestly. I know what we vote, but the Spanish people in whole,
not Spanish.
No, okay. Let me tell you.
Cubans who
let me
are
tell you
old
Cuban.
enough to
Okay.
remember Castro.
My grandmother voted Madani.
Yeah. I told you
My
that
grandmother,
last time.
we said that last time, but no, we actually found it. We talked to her and everything. My grandmother, who
Yeah.
left Cuba because of Castro, voted for the same guy. He said, "Oh, he's not." She said, "He's not Castro. He's nothing like him. He's so oh."
My God, Maria, what do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. My sister, I talked to her. She goes, I don't know what's going on with her. I mean, and she blames Trump. She blames Trump. It's like, wow.
The 2016.
So I would love to answer that question for you guys, but
Yeah,
we really don't know. Maybe
My bad for assuming. My bad for assuming.
Yeah.
I know people her age who they vote for, her sister's age, my age, but the older ones, I can't talk for. I
Yeah.
honestly do not know, man. I don't know.
Well, Mom Donnie actually hired a former armed robber, as the criminal justice
that.
team leader.
Are you
Saw that,
serious?
yeah.
I didn't see
Convicted-
that. Wow.
Convicted felon.
Convicted felon.
Yeah.
I think he was a rapper too, right?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
So listen, in the 2016 Republican National Convention, there was this older gentleman. He was from Cuba, and he talked about the difference between no freedom and the freedom of the United States, and he was crying while he was saying it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking any Cuban American who's watching this and doesn't vote for Trump, that I can't help you.
Well, that's so sad about it. Cuba right now is in such a crisis.
So bad.
Yeah.
They're having riots. They have no medicine, no food, no electricity for hours on end, no water, and how they can't get any help from anybody. And how is that okay?
It's not. And if you're going to take on a country, I think that would be one of the countries to take on. You know how
Yeah.
President Trump has talked about like Greenland and places like that.
That whole Venezuela plan apparently is there. It's a 3-step process, and that's one of them. You take out Venezuela to eventually get to Cuba.
We are going to
that's good strategy.
We are going to do like a GoFundMe page, something like that, to bring in money to send over to Miami to the it's a Cuban, the Cuban familia that through the Catholic Church.
Okay,
so they could take them down there.
That's the only way. If anyone ever wants to help the Cuban people, the only way for the money to actually get to the Cuban people is through the Catholic Church. Never.
The organizations that work with the Catholic Church.
The government takes anything that you send.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we're running out of time, guys. We haven't talked about the restaurant enough. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, here, real quick. I was going to bring you guys food. But I haven't seen you guys at the restaurant, so
there you go.
You know,
what?
So if you guys want food, come on down,
That's
and I will feed you. But you know,
how about Saturdays?
Okay,
we'll be there.
Okay,
We'll be there.
All right.
Well, I'll be.
Well, you come whenever.
Well, this Saturday we've got to go to but we want to go to the Reads Across America event.
Open 11 to 8.
I'm not
Tuesday
hurt.
through Saturday.
I'm not hurt. I'm fine. James, you have the greatest voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
He has a different radio voice.
I meant for the radio, definitely not for TV.
Tell him you're down. Show him real quick you're down.
Oh, she has this voice. Hello, how you guys doing? You know? Yeah, I'm scratchy. I just coughed in the car.
That's his radio voice.
Well, what we say here in the business is if you don't have a radio voice, if it's natural like that, that's your radio voice.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. I appreciate the compliment.
Well, we're happy we came on.
I'll be more than happy
See
to
you
be on the
guys.
radio all the time.
What can we make him say? There's something we can get. We got to make him say. Hey, baby. Something like that.
He said, hey,
Hey,
baby.
how you doing?
Hey. Oh, say, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I like that. All right, Maria, James, you know we love you guys so much.
Love you guys, too. This is always fun.
Havana 1961 Restaurant, 100 Main Street in St. Peter's.
Oh, check out the new website, Havana1961.com. It just came live on Monday. Beautiful website. Check it out. Please check it out.
Perfect. We will do that, and we'll send everybody there. We'll put it up on our chat box and stuff,
Thank
okay?
you.
Anything else you want to say to people about the holiday? Or
December 19th. I think I already said it. Santa's coming to town, 6 to 8. Free gifts, free food. Come on down.
We
enjoy
have
us.
a toy drive.
Oh, yeah, we do have a toy drive going on right now, too, trying to help kids that, can't get a Christmas.
Awesome.
Awesome. We do it all the time. So this is one we're actually doing it since we have the restaurant. We can get more publicized.
You're good people.
We try. We try.
And Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas to you, man.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad, right?
Yep. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Multilingual.
What's that supposed
That
to
was
mean?
really good, Vic.
Okay. Thank you so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Go visit the Havana 1961 restaurant. Jamie Allman, 3 Martini Lunch, Common Sense Radio. We'll take you till 2 o'clock on News Talk STL. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Woosh.
Hi, it's Chris
Woosh.
Arps, and I've been a customer of Royal Banks, Missouri for many years. They're a full-service, locally owned and operated community bank with 17 locations throughout the St. Louis area, including locations in Hannibal, Jerseyville, Granite City, as well as 2 locations in St. Charles. Plus, given today's headlines in the overall banking industry, it is reassuring to know Royal Banks, Missouri has the highest financial ratings in St. Louis for stability and strength. Royal Banks, Missouri is reinvesting in its hometown University City. They've now opened the doors to their new location at 8550 Olive Boulevard at the corner of Olive and McKnight. Stop by to see their refreshed look with the same exceptional Royal Bank service you know and trust. Learn more about the move in University City by visiting royalbanksofmo.com today. That's Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank for your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Colombo here for Intervine, a great local company that has customers all across the country due to the quality of their products. Intervine has the best flashlights, lanterns, headlamps, and even batteries, including the new Monster 2000 Lumen waterproof lantern and the Sentinel 2000 self-defense flashlight. Our home and vehicles are full of great Intervine products, and right now you can shop their website and get 25% off your entire purchase just by using my name, Tony, as your promo code. That's promo code Tony at Intervine.com.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
At Town Hall, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump tackled affordability head-on last night during a rally in Northeast Pennsylvania. He asserted inflation is no longer a problem, claiming prices are coming down tremendously, and he said that includes oil and gas.
You know, our oil prices are coming down very substantially, energy prices. And honestly, with that, everything comes down because there's nothing nearly in the category of oil.
And the president touted the economy, even though some polls show Americans are concerned about the cost of living. A Democrat has won Miami's mayoral race, the top job with nearly 59% of that vote, defeating Trump-backed Emilio Gonzalez. Eileen Higgins, the first female mayor in Miami as well. A federal judge has ordered the administration to stop deploying California National Guard troops to Los Angeles.
The judge in San Francisco granted a preliminary injunction sought by California officials to end the deployment and return the 100 or so remaining troops to the state's command. But he also put the decision on hold until Monday. Back in June, the Trump administration ordered the deployment of thousands of troops to Los Angeles over Governor Gavin Newsom's objections. California officials argued that conditions in L.A. had changed since then, but the administration said remaining Guard members were still needed. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Missouri organizers turning in petitions to challenge a new election map.
Opponents of Missouri's new congressional map have submitted thousands of petition signatures calling for a statewide referendum on the redistricting plan. Organizers delivered the boxes in U-Haul trucks to election officials in Jefferson City. Richard Von Glahn is the executive director of People, Not Politicians.
Missourians are exercising their constitutional right to a referendum against the House Bill 1, the gerrymander passed by our legislature.
And that report from Jennifer King. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher. The holidays are right around the corner, and you know what that means. Travel, gifts, family gatherings, and a whole lot of spending. Here's a way to get ahead of it all. Call my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. Rates have dropped again. That means you could refinance, lower your monthly payment, even skip your next 2 mortgage payments. That's right, 2 months with no mortgage payment. Put away the checkbook. Keep that money for the holidays. You won't be making any more payments till 2026. Maybe you're not looking to refinance, but you need access to cash. Well, Fellowship now offers their own HELOC and line of credit. Approval just takes a few minutes, and you can have funds in your account in as little as 4 days. Use it to pay off bills, finish a renovation, or simply get ready for the new year. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Scientists say they have developed a medication to treat rare cases of infant botulism. We get more details from correspondent Ben Thomas.
An infant botulism outbreak has sickened at least 39